Don't Starve is said to be one of the most difficult survival games, but come on, there's literally food and resources just laying on the ground. Don't Starve, more like don't break your back under the mountain of stuff you're gonna find by the end of day 2. I like this game, but I wanted a real challenge. So I wondered, could you survive in a world that has 0 resources? No trees, grass, mobs, nothing. I decided to test it out by setting everything under resources to 0, and I'm happy to now tell you, you cannot. Which makes sense. I mean, a world with nothing becomes very unlivable once winter rolls around. So the new question is, how much do you really need to survive? What is the minimum amount of resources required? After much testing and wiki scrolling, I found that to win the game of survival in Don't Starve Together, you only need 1 single resource. No, it's not trees or saplings or anything like that. The magical resource to save our lives is tumbleweed. Confused? That's fine. Keep watching and I'll show you how I went from having absolutely nothing to having resources like wood, a steady food source, and some of the best resources in the entire game. Thank you for joining me on my adventure, and now, let's get into it. When we first load in, we are met with the biggest decision of the entire run. Who do we play as? Everyone has their favorite character they always choose. Mine personally is Woody, but Woody would die very quickly in this world. No, for us, the obvious choice and the only one that would keep us alive for 100 days is Weber. Why Weber, you may ask? Well, I'll tell you later. But for now, let's just load up a new world and immediately start running. We can't stop, we can't slow down, because if we do, we die. We have until dark to find a light source, and in this world, we only have 2 options. The best option we have lies in the desert. The tumbleweeds that spawn will drop sticks and grass for torches, which is why we are running as fast and as far as we can. Unless we find the desert, we will die. As we run, I'm constantly glancing at the map, trying to figure out if I'm going in the right way. I pick a direction that feels right, run a little further, and then come across something I really didn't expect to see. Ooh! There's an ice staff right in the middle. Ooh. But wait, didn't you say all resources are turned off? Wouldn't an ice staff count as a resource? The answer to that is actually no. That's not a resource. That's a set piece. Set pieces are pre-built structures or situations that the game places in order to further the gameplay. Pig King, Dragonfly's magma pools, and the Moonstone are all examples of set pieces, and other types are like the one you see here. There is no setting that allows you to turn them off, so in the scope of this challenge, they're allowed. I made the decision to grab the staff and run, which was what we in the industry call a dumb idea. Goodbye. Nope, goodbye. I regret putting myself in this position. Oh, they almost hit me. Oh, there's Chester. I mean, I'll go ahead and grab him just to grab him. Chester, I'm sorry, but I really need to sacrifice you to the greater good, okay? Okay, there's a wormhole. Wormhole, go. Take me to the desert. Please take me to the desert. Please take me to the desert. That wormhole saved my life from the hounds, but I'd run into a new issue, sanity. By jumping through the wormhole, I was now insane, allowing the shadows to start attacking me, and since I had no way to get a weapon, I was at their mercy. But I had no time to think on that now. The darkness wasn't far off, and I still hadn't found the promised land. I kept running and running, hoping to catch a glimpse of sand at the edge of my vision, but when you're running against time itself, sooner or later, your time runs out. Yep. Most of my attempts at this challenge ended just like that, dying to the darkness on day 1. It was difficult, but I knew it wasn't impossible, so I loaded up another run and tried again. I spawned in and once again started running, trying to find the perfect wormhole that would take me straight to the desert. That would be the ideal situation. But if you remember, I said before that there were 2 options for surviving the first night, and as luck would have it, we would find the second option almost immediately. Yes! Hell yeah, okay, yes, this is what we need. Finding a pickaxe this early on was perfect, because with it we can take advantage of a little mechanic in Don't Starve that most people forget about until they need it most, the safety light. When you log into the game during the nighttime, to prevent the player from dying immediately, the game will put a light on top of you that will last until day. Now obviously logging out and logging back in anytime I need a light is cheating. I wanted to survive using what I could in the game itself, but as luck would have it, there's one more way you can create a safety light without logging out of the game. And on the other side of this wormhole, I found exactly what I was looking for. Jeez, okay, well, I think that the desert is in this direction, I think, but regardless, I see a plugged sinkhole. And we are going to briefly jump into the cave just to see if there happen to be any carrots. All right, so if you look in the cave, you'll notice there are no resources whatsoever, except there's the occasional carrot. And the reason why is because of this right here. Like, this is where a bunny village used to be, but all that's left now without the bunny houses is just some carrots and a pitchfork. But no complaints from me. I need every bit of food I can get early on. We got what we needed. We found a pickaxe, and the reason why we were desperately trying to find a cave, this is the reason why we were trying to find a cave, is for this light source. With a way to finally survive the first night, I was feeling incredible, but I wasn't out of danger yet. Even on day 1, the threat of winter hung over me, and to survive the harsh cold, I had to prepare. Food, resources, clothes, I needed them all, and so much more. So once the sun rose, I ran again in search of the desert. All right, so we found the edge of the swamp. Let me just take a look at this. I'm gonna try going in this direction and hoping that it curves back around towards the edge. It doesn't look like it is. Wait, yep, right here. Okay, I think this is the direction we need to go. I think. Yes, okay. Pickaxe is equipped. Yes. You mine up any and every sinkhole, and we need to briefly explore each one. Anything interesting down here? It looks like there's some light over here. There's a lot of light, actually. So, doesn't look like there's any bunny housing nearby. Oh, wait, hold on. There's another cave entrance right here. Ooh, we're gonna definitely check that out. Maybe I'll be lucky and it'll take me to the desert. That'd be amazing. Oh, Chester! Wow, that was very fortuitous. Chester was a great find this early on and would prove to be very useful. But when I found another plugged sinkhole, I dug it out and jumped in, not realizing that I was leaving my new friend behind. It would be a long time before I noticed, but don't worry, we haven't seen the last of him. After searching for the last 2 days, jumping through wormholes and caves, I finally found what I was looking for. Oh, wait, that looks like a desert. We have found the desert. On day 2, and we have a pickaxe and Chester and a bunch of food. We are living big. Now that I'd found the desert, I went on a raiding spree, grabbing any and all tumbleweed that wandered into my path. This went on for the rest of the day and throughout the night. Tumbleweeds drop mainly sticks and grass, but they also have a very small chance to drop several other useful items, and I wanted them all. The next morning, I kept going, and it was while opening a tumbleweed that I found a gourd's knot, my first trinket. Most people would discard trinkets as they themselves aren't useful, but I'll hang on to each and every single one, because if you trade them with Pig King, he'll give you gold. And since I can get trinkets from tumbleweed, gold is one of the few renewable resources that I can take advantage of. The rest of the day, I kept mapping out the edge of the desert, grabbing tumbleweeds along the way, but I couldn't do this forever. Sticks and grass were great, but I needed so much more. So I took a break and made a plan. Now, we do need to find the second desert, which should be on the other side of this green patch, I think. Once we find the second desert and we get everything else we need, we're just gonna go from there, yeah. I wanted to find the second desert, not for the desert itself, but for the lake inside it. Spawning right next to the oasis were several useful items that I wanted to grab before anything else, so I picked a direction and set off, making sure to grab a few more tumbleweeds along the way. Well, here's the other desert. Oh, found it, nice. Right next to the oasis, I found what I was looking for, a straw roll. Sanity drain is a big issue early on, and there are basically no ways to fight it. But the straw roll will let me get a boost to my sanity, though I can only use it once. So I put it away for an emergency and made my way back to the first desert to finally decide where I would be living for the duration of the challenge. After looking at the map for a while, I decided to build on top of the sinkhole opening I'd come out of nearby, and this is the point where Weber's benefits really start to show. See, out of every character I could have picked, Weber was the best choice for one important reason. He spawns with a single spider egg. In a world that has very few renewable resources, having access to infinite monster meat, glands, and silk is huge. Couple that with his ability to eat raw monster meat without suffering any bad effects, and it's clear to see why Weber is perfect for this challenge. While farming spiders for food, I was thinking of the future. In order to survive the winter and progress in the game, I would need a science machine, which required stone, gold, and wood to craft. The stone I can get from plugged sinkholes and gold from Pig King. But wood was another issue entirely. Other than tumbleweeds, the only resources I could get were from set pieces. And out of every set piece in the game, only one would give me an infinite renewable source of wood. And in order to get to it, I would need a boat. So I crafted a grass raft in preparation for the voyage and continued to farm spiders to feed me on my trip. When morning came, I looked at what I needed for the voyage. Luckily, I had pretty much everything, but I was missing the gold for the research station. So I grabbed a couple of trinkets I had found and went out to find Pig King. Once I get my hands on wood and a science machine, everything else is gonna pan out. Okay, this looks like either a quarry or a mosaic biome, so I might be able to find gold here. And there's a deciduous forest. Both of these are very good signs. Where are you, Pig King? There's Glommer's statue. I'll go ahead and grab that. All right. I'll go ahead and make a spare torch. We're gonna need it. Oh, Pig King. Perfect, perfect. I have two things to give you. We have this bung, and we have this nut. Ooh. With gold in hand, I had everything I needed, but gathering these resources was the easy part. Now I had to figure out exactly where the wood set piece was located. And to do that, I had the gigantic task of mapping out the edge of the entire continent. So with nothing but a handful of food and some random resources, I set out on my mission. Let's go. I'm gonna be losing a lot of sanity very quickly. Oh, there's another plugged sinkhole. You know what? Oh, it got too dark too quickly. I am about to be insane. Yep, I am now insane. Shadow creatures are about to start attacking me. I need it to be daytime so I can swap to my axe. Come on. Okay, there. Axe. Okay. Another plugged sinkhole. Where's my pickaxe? I already have it equipped. This is what I'm talking about. Ooh. If I get a hammer and I hammer these walls, will I get a bunch of grass? I might need to come back to this eventually. Dealing with the dogs is going to be an actual pain. I'm eventually hoping that I can get some like tree guards near my base or something, but no idea, man. Also, I need to remember what day is the full moon. Because I'll be honest, Glommer would be very handy right now. Yeah, my sanity is looking rough. I'm gonna go ahead and use the straw roll. I'm gonna eat whatever food I can. I'm gonna go ahead and sleep right next to this. Chester! How did I miss you? Or maybe I didn't. Maybe I had you, but I accidentally left you here. I completely forgot about him. Sorry, buddy. Okay, and sleep. Okay, there. I am very hungry now, and I have one stale monster meat to keep me going. That's not good. After a few days of constant searching, I had mapped out much of the coastline, but I was now completely out of food and very close to starving, so I made a beeline for home. At this point, I had a pretty good idea where my voyage would begin. Right here. The coastline at this spot was perfectly straight, as was the others near it, which was a good indicator that I was on the right track. Since I was out of food, I spent the rest of the day farming spiders for their meat, planning to set out tomorrow morning. When it was time to leave, I took one last look at the map and then began walking. It took the majority of the day, but soon I made it to my destination and started walking up and down the coast looking for the perfect place to set sail from. I had no wood to make an oar, so my only option was to make one out of driftwood. And after some searching, I found one close to shore, deployed my raft, made my oar, and then finally started rowing towards my goal. I want to try to get there before nightfall. We're gonna ignore that. Finding where Pearl is will be useful in the future, I think, but right now I don't know if it's that useful. Yes! Oh, we found it. Perfect. Okay, hold on. The lunar island is rich in resources containing trees, moon shards, wildlife, and so much more. Or rather, it used to. With everything turned off, it was a barren wasteland, but luckily the set piece I needed would spawn regardless. And after searching for much of the next day, I found it. There it is! We found it! Hey! Lunar trees can only be replanted if you catch the moths they give off. So I slapped down a science machine and crafted up a bug net. We take the bug net and we use it to catch the moon moths, which will allow us to plant trees back at base. Hell yeah. I spent the rest of the day and the next morning searching the island and cutting down any trees from set pieces I could find. catching the moss to replant, and by the time I was finished, I had 8 moss. More than enough to keep me in wood forever. But it was now day 11, and I had to get back to land as quickly as possible. Tonight was a full moon, and there wouldn't be another one for 20 days, so I had to make the most of it. I gathered my resources and sailed for home. I'm gonna go and grab this, just so I have it. Okay, now go, 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 go. It's like I had a few extra seconds, and I just needed to use it to get the message in a bottle so I know where Pearl is. Oh, come on. Come on. I have to make it. I have to make it. With 18 health to spare. Oh my god. Whew. Oh. Looks like Pearl's Island is right off of spawn. Okay, we now have everything we need. We just now very much need to rush to the deciduous forest. Okay, now back on land, I quickly started making my way to the deciduous forest. During the full moon, our buzzy friend Glommer makes his appearance, and in this world, any and every resource was precious, so I was determined to get my hands on him. On the way, I came across the mosaic biome, which for a normal playthrough doesn't mean much, but for me, it means one thing: stone. Right next to Glommer's statue is a meteor field. Ooh, okay, that is very, very useful because meteor fields are one of the 2 other... See, look, right here, that's stone. Yes! Meteor fields are one of the only other ways that I can get stone and flint renewably. Everything is looking up. This is amazing. It was night when I eventually made it to the forest, and right on the edge of the biome was Glommer. And Glommer's flower. We are putting it in Chester. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. With wood in hand and Glommer following behind, I made my way back home. Having wood was a huge win, and after planting the trees, I made a science machine, then made one of the most useful items I could, the top hat. Only requiring silk, this hat gives enough sanity over time to keep me from going insane ever again, removing one of the many issues I had off my plate. For the rest of the day, I farmed spiders for food as I was running a bit low, and as I was farming, I started to think of how I would survive the harsh cold of the winter. The most useful things I could make right now were a fire pit to warm up, and most important of all, a thermal stone. But there was one issue. For both the pit and the stone, I needed, well, stone. And even with digging up every cave entrance and finding the mosaic biome, I still didn't have enough. So as soon as I had gathered enough food, I went back to the mosaic biome to try and find more stone. This is a giant meteor field. There has to be some stone around here somewhere. Yes, more stone. That's what I need. I need stone. There is some flint. I'll take all of it. I need all of it right now. Ooh, ooh, yes! So I think this gives moon rocks, but I also think it gives stone. Whoa. Wish I could use moon rocks to make tools. Oh, hey, a couple hounds spawned. Oh wait, actually, if you guys just attack Chester, I'll take a couple hits, but that's okay. Ah, okay. That was terrifying. After several days of searching, I hadn't found much stone, but I wasn't going home empty-handed. I'd gathered just enough resources to make a thermal stone, and the celestial orb, while not that useful in my current situation, may prove useful later on. I got back to base and was about to craft a thermal stone when I made an unfortunate discovery. Oh, you need the alchemy engine. Oh no. We need stone. We need stone. So I was back to square one, with just enough stone in my inventory to do absolutely nothing. My plan to get more was to spend my days at the mosaic biome hoping for meteor showers and spend my nights underground waiting for an earthquake. Both of these options were slow, but as they were my only renewable source of stone, I had no choice. I spent the day farming for more food, then went underground to wait for an earthquake, expecting to spend a while waiting, but while walking back and forth to pass the time, I found something that shouldn't have existed. See, and okay, like look, this is another one of those instances where these resources should not be spawning. These resources are off limits. We are not allowed to touch them. They are randomly spawned, even though they shouldn't be, and so we're leaving them alone. Oh wait, there's another cave entrance. I reasoned that the trees were a glitch in the game, that the settings showed they were turned off, and it was just a one-off issue, but pretty soon I would realize how wrong I was. But for now, I briefly checked the other cave entrance to see if it would be useful to me and then spent the rest of the night waiting for an earthquake. The next day, I saw that at some point I had discovered a cave entrance nearby, but I couldn't for the life of me remember where it came out at. After trekking to it, it put me out not too far away from the mosaic biome, but I saw another cave entrance that was closer. Hoping I could use the caves as a sort of shortcut between my base and the mosaic biome, I decided to quickly check it out, not realizing that this one decision would reveal two important things to me. One would change my run forever, and the other would end it entirely. But where does this sinkhole go? Please be somewhere good, please. What are these things? Because if they drop stone, I would love to go say hi to those. Let me see, hold on. Stalagmites. Stalagmites. When mined, they give gold, flint, and most importantly, stone. I was so excited to finally have a source of stone that didn't require me to wait around all day, but there was one big issue. The whole purpose of this challenge was to see if you turned off 99% of all resources, could you still survive with what's left? With trees spawning underground even though they had been set to none, did the stalagmites spawn because of this glitch, or did they appear in the world at the beginning and could be classified under what was left? I absolutely refused to use anything that was the result of a glitch, so I decided the best way to find out whether I could actually use it or not was to just boot up a test world that was the exact same, reveal the map, and see if they were still there. But in doing this, I found a mistake I had made at the very beginning. In the settings, I had set every resource to none except for tumbleweeds, as I wanted, but I'd overlooked one small thing, the regrowth multiplier. Originally, I believed the regrowth multiplier would control how fast trees and plants would go from seed to fully grown, so I didn't pay it much attention. Instead, the multiplier controlled how often trees and other plants would produce a new sapling or plant nearby. What I thought were glitches turned out to be a single setting that I just never turned off. I didn't want to complete a run not knowing if the resources I used were legit or if I had cheated. So I decided the best course of action was to count this run as over and try again with the proper settings this time. But first, I had to check one thing. This is a test world. This is not my main world, this is a test world. Look at that. Even with all the resources turned off, stalagmites still spawn. Now, knowing that I could get my hands on infinite wood and that there was more than enough stone just below my feet, I booted up a new world and jumped into action. Let's go. We need to find the desert, or we need to find a pickaxe. Oh, ooh, please have a pickaxe. Yes! And this is what we're looking for, is a mine. Oh, hey, wormhole. Very good, very, very good. The desert's probably in this direction, so let's go find out. We don't want to jump through wormholes too. Oh. Perfect, okay. We have found the desert. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Tumbleweeds. Gonna open up as many as possible while I can. Ah, frog! Ooh, and there's a set piece in the middle of this. Ooh. With a pickaxe and having found the desert by the end of day 2, I was flying. None of my previous runs had been this quick, and I wanted to keep that momentum going. I wanted to rush the lunar island for wood as quickly as possible. But first, I decided to fully explore my desert just to see what I was working with. And I am so glad I did. I want to check something. Can I cut down a pig torch for anything? Oh, that is amazing. You can hammer a pig torch and get wood. With a handful of wood, I could make a science machine without ever having to go to the lunar island. I can make a top hat to fix my sanity issues, a spear, armor, so much more stuff that I could use for my journey. I was so excited, but it was close to nightfall. So before harvesting the torches, I spent what time I had left exploring the rest of the desert edge and grabbing all the tumbleweed near me. The next morning, after breaking a plugged sinkhole for the stone, I crafted a hammer and broke down the pig torches for their wood, leaving me with over a stack of logs, a resource more important than gold. Everything was falling into place. So for the rest of the day, I explored a bit more, with the plan being that I would place down my base the next morning. And when morning arrived, I realized I had a much more urgent reason to build my base. I was starving. With all the exploring and resource gathering, I had neglected finding more food, so if I didn't do something soon, my perfect run would be over before it really got going. Let's just start making our way back to that cave entrance. That's gonna be our base. We really can't be picky right now. Will I get there in time to get food? That is the big question. Okay, we're starving. We are starving. I might have just enough time. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. All right, there's 3. Oh my god, I need food. I need food. I'm starving to death. Give me monster meat, please. Come on. Come on, dude. Come on, give me meat. Yes, meat. That's what I need. Eat right now, right now. Oh my god. That was crazy. Why were they not giving me meat? With my base location picked out and my spider egg down, I spent the entire day farming spiders for extra food, and that night I organized my inventory, dropping anything that I didn't use often by my cave entrance. The next day, after farming more spiders, I made a plan to find the resources needed for a science machine, same as last time, but this time I could craft one as soon as I got enough golden stone. So with the couple of trinkets I'd found in tumbleweeds, I left my base in search of Pig King. It was early on day 6 that I finally found the big pig and gave him the trinkets for that sweet, sweet gold. So all that was left was the stone. It took a while, but eventually I found one more cave entrance, which gave me exactly what I needed. Now that I had a science machine, I could start thinking of getting the trees off the lunar island and back to base. I crafted up a bug net and grass raft, then spent some time farming spiders for the trip. I was once again in the unfortunate situation where I needed to find where my island was. So next morning, I grabbed my food and left to explore the edge of the map. Again. Oh, sweet! It spawned me right next to a touchstone. I'm taking full advantage of this right now. Let me go ahead and also equip my axe because a hound will be spawning soon. Where is it? Behind me? It's behind me, okay. Oh, hey, there's the stagehand. Nice. At some point, we are also gonna have to go on a trip just to try to find Chester. Chester is very handy to have. He gives a lot of extra storage. This looks really good. If I had to guess, the lunar island is right here. Because this is flat, and this is flat. Early on day 9, I was tired of exploring, but I was pretty sure I knew where the island was, so I found a spot with driftwood near the shore, then started sailing. Oh, well, I will go ahead and grab that, just so I know where Pearl is. That's a good thing. Okay, let me actually take a quick look at the map. Oh, Pearl's actually pretty close. I don't know, maybe I'll like swing by her island just to see if there's anything useful over there. The lunar island has to be here. Oh, there's the edge of the world. Yep, it's not over here. Damn. What is this? It's a boat with a sail with a tackle box, a fishing rod. Well, the ship is at 61, but the oh no! Monkeys! Oh no, run! What? I have never experienced that before in my life. What I'm thinking though is I might take this boat. Now, if I open this up again, it won't summon them again, which is good. Okay, I'll take it. Also, I do have a patch, so I got up to 73. Unfortunately though, the lunar island is not here. So the question is, what do I do now? There is still the possibility of it being here because this side is very flat. I'm gonna swing by Pearl's just to see what she has on her island. There's a possibility she may have what I need on her island. Okay. She is right over here. Now, do you possibly have anything useful on your island that I can use? Okay, let's see what we have here. Prano, shell bell. Okay, so there's shell bells, interesting. Okay, and it is nighttime. I can't sail at the same time, so we're just gonna have to wait. But where could the lunar island be? The only other thing I can think of is it might be here, or it is on the completely opposite side of the map. Okay, let's go. Goodbye, Miss Krabby Hermit. We are going this way. Yep, straight up. It might be here. Might be here. Doubt it, but it might. I'm glad I made an extra ores. Looks like I'm probably gonna need it. Looks like it's probably not here. I didn't find the lunar island, and by exploring Pearl's island, I also saw she really didn't have much, but I mean, maybe she'd be useful later on. I had one more guess as to the location of the lunar island, but as it was on the other side of the continent and I really didn't want to sail my new boat all the way around, I decided to just go home and make another raft. The next morning was day 11, and just like last time, my sights were set on getting Glommer tonight. Glommer is a source of two useful resources, Glommer's goop and sanity. And as luck would have it, the place I believed the lunar island to be was just off the coast of the deciduous forest and right next to Glommer's statue. So for both reasons, I started running in that direction. Meteors fell. Meteors just fell right here. Hold on. Any stone or flint or boulders or anything? Boulders! I have such a strange collection of just random stuff in my inventory right now. Perfect timing. We are here just before nightfall. But now we have the important part, which is Glommer. All right, come on, Glommer. You're coming with me. Let's launch. Do that. Grab a driftwood ore, and let's go. And we just have to hope that we can find what we're looking for. I don't see anything. Oh, man. This has been rough trying to find this lunar island. Wait, there it is. Oh, thank God we found it. Okay, now we need to find the main island as quickly as possible because this gravel raft will break on its own. This is the main island. There's tree blossoms. Yes, okay. Big progress, really big. Okay, that's what we're looking for right here. Hell yeah. Okay, for now, I'm gonna drop this axe here. I'm gonna pick this axe up and we need to chop this stuff down. Finally finding trees again, I quickly cut most of them down, caught the moss for later, and started making my way back home with my loot. It took me a lot longer than I thought it would, but I finally found the lunar island. We finally got our hands on the trees, and we can finally go back to base, and we can start really preparing for winter. Pigheads, I have a hammer on me. We are taking full advantage of this. Chester! That is such a find. Yes, Chester, you literally could not have come at a better time. This has been such a good run so far. I do only have 70 food left, but I do also have an emergency mandrake to eat just in case. I made it home late on day 13, and since I had a bunch of random stuff in my inventory, I spent the rest of the night organizing what I had and making some log armor to help deal with the hounds when they next attack. The next morning, I planted my trees, and now my base was really starting to feel like home. But one issue I was still having was food. Even with the spiders, the amount of food that raw monster meat gave wasn't much, so to keep myself alive, I needed a lot of it. So for the rest of the day and much of the day after, I farmed spiders for their food and resources, which was when the hounds finally caught up to me. Nope, it didn't work. It didn't work. I need a better weapon. I'm gonna need a better weapon. Wait, no, my armor. Why am I not wearing my armor? Come on. Take him out. I need a better solution for hounds. Now with the hounds dealt with, I had to start thinking of what was most important. See, I now had infinite wood, but stone was once again an issue. Unlike last time, however, I knew exactly where I could get all the stone I wanted. All I needed was a source of light. Torches wouldn't work since I would need my hands free to mine the stalagmites, so it was about time to get myself a sorely needed upgrade. With a miner's hat, I could finally take advantage of the masses of stone underground. So I went into the caves to find some stalagmites. Oh, wait, look, there's a biome right here. There's a stone biome, okay. See, there's the biome I want to get to, but how do I get to it? I need the stone before day 21, please. Stalagmites! Yes! I can get stone and flint! I think I now have enough stone to at least start doing something. With a bunch of stone finally acquired, I crafted up a fire pit to keep myself warm during wintertime, and then I crafted up a few chests to organize my loot. This was the furthest I had ever gotten in one of these runs, and I was feeling great, but I didn't want to slow down. I had a fire pit and a thermal stone to keep me from freezing, but I would need resources to stay alive during the winter. So I rolled up my sleeves and got to work. It was while harvesting tumbleweeds that I came across a suspicious footprint, something I was really excited about. With a koala fin trunk, I could make some clothes that would help me combat the cold. So I followed the footprints and eventually found what I was looking for. Okay, I need to lead the koala fin up against... Oh my god, the amount of tumbleweed in this area! Let me equip the log suit really quick. I started the battle, but soon after night fell, making this fight much more dangerous than I originally expected. All right, let's lead you away a little ways. Yep, that's why I'm worried. Ah, I deserve that. That's fine, that's fine, that's fine. Ooh, you know what? I can actually pick up this thermal stone. Perfect, okay. Let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes! With the koala fin down and his trunk in my inventory, I could look into making some better clothing for winter. I had two options, the winter hat or the breezy vest. The winter hat is much better, but it required more beefalo wool than what I had. So I went out and started gathering more tumbleweeds in the off chance that I found some, but soon after, two things became apparent. Without something to keep me warm, I wasn't going to be able to go very far or do much at all. And since I only had a 0.1% chance of finding more beefalo wool, it would probably be better for me to work with what I had. So when the snow finally started falling, I crafted the breezy vest to keep me warm. Now that winter had fully set in, I was stuck. With no way to produce heat while traveling, I was limited to the surrounding area to keep me busy. With nothing else to do, I fell into a rhythm and lived out the next few days peacefully. Cue the montage. Put it here. Oh my god. I need this. I need every single one of these. Go. I need to chop down some trees. Deer clops will be spawning soon. And when he spawns, I don't want to be anywhere near here. I want to be on the far side of the map. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. I had very little resources to fight deer clops and even less skill. So the plan was to use a wormhole to force deer clops to spawn far away, and then I would kind of just leave them there until winter was over. But as you'll soon see, things didn't exactly go as planned. I don't know for certain if I'm going to fight deer clops, but I would rather just be prepared in case. Wait, my thermal stone just ran out. Oh no, okay, no. We need to run back to base, like now. I'm freezing, that's just phenomenal. Dang it, okay, hold on. Do that, I need the thermal stone right now, and then we are going. I don't want him to spawn here. I do not want him to spawn here. See, okay, his noise is over here, which is good. At least so far. I would like to make a spare spear, just in case. Ah! No! Holy shit, no. I don't want to attack him now. Oh, that got me good. Okay. Looks like we're doing this, I guess. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, no. Okay. He killed Chester, but he grew disinterested in Chester, which is good. I don't know why he suddenly lost interest in me, but I would take the hint and escape because I was insane, hurt, and Chester was dead. Things really could have been worse, but they definitely could have been better. For the next couple of days, I healed up and gathered more resources like food and wood. But I was curious about the skull and crossbones I had seen on the map. I had never seen one before in this game, so I went out to see what I could dig up. What? What is this? There wasn't really anything interesting in the buried treasure. Some fishing stuff, some bananas, and a palm scale. Nothing I could really use right now, but seeing the bananas gave me an idea. Maybe there was more out on the ocean than the lunar island. Maybe there was more that the sea could provide. Only time would tell, and with spring just around the corner, anything was possible. The rest of the day was the same, but when the next morning rose, something was different. The snow was gone, the cold was no more, and spring had finally arrived. But before anything else, I had to start preparing. The bananas I'd found made me realize that there was possibly a whole treasure trove of resources out on the ocean, if I was just able to find it. So I started by gathering wood, then I began farming spiders. I was so excited to get started on my journey that I rushed and didn't pay attention to the most important thing, my health. What is up with these spiders, man? I need you guys to just leave Chester alone. No, I'm about to die! Hold on. Luckily, I do know where a pretty close... Wait, no, my mods! I know where a touchstone is, luckily. There, I'm back. Shady's back. Day 37 was pretty rough. I died and had to use the only touchstone near my base. The rain began killing my sanity, and to top it all off, a feathery visitor had decided to live a bit too close to my base. Oh no, wait! It's Moose Goose! He's right next to my base! Even with all of this happening, I wanted to get some sort of progress going, no matter what it was. So after crafting up a digamajig, I made some farm plots and finally planted the handful of seeds I'd gotten from searching so many tumbleweeds. Over the next couple of days, I farmed spiders to get as much food as possible for my ocean journey, making sure to pre-build a lightning rod to keep my boat from getting struck by lightning. I cut more trees, though the first couple of trees fought back. You suck! Dude! Then gathered enough resources to craft some miner's helmets. Around this time, my crops had finished growing, so I harvested a handful of plants I'd grown and made my very first crockpot dish. With everything crafted and ready to go, I took one last look around to make sure that I had what I needed. Then I ran off on what I hoped would be a quick and easy adventure to find the treasure trove that is Moonquay Island. Boy, was I wrong. We need to put this down right in the middle. Cool stuff. Now, let's go ahead and pick a direction. This was the last place that I got attacked by monkeys, and I think that might be an indicator that there are monkeys there. I don't know. Let me actually try going this direction. I think going in this direction will be a better option for now. Oh, salts. Okay, so I think that after turning off all the monsters, I think that cookie cutters don't spawn. Pretty much just gonna chill here, my top hat and glomer, keeping my sanity from hitting critical levels. Once daytime comes, I'm gonna swap over to my bandana and my driftwood ore, and we are gonna keep going. I'm just gonna go and start curving inwards, because I do need to go back to base soon to get food. I'm now out of food, officially. Okay, my food is at 69, which is not nice. The number is nice, but the actual, thing itself is not. Wait. There's a rock here. It's just a rock. It's a rock! I seriously thought that I would find the Moonquay Island by now. I'm so surprised I haven't. But we are here. The potato has grown, and so has this forget-me-lot, so I could probably do something with that one. Use this. Okay, I need some friends. So now let's go over to here. Let's do this. And that did that, and that should cause these guys to attack these guys. And I just need to stand in the middle and get the food. 3, very nice. Okay, we have 13 meat to keep us going for a little while longer. I'm going to check this area here. This is just way too straight to not have something right here. We will be finding out on this episode of Will I Find This Damn Island? Now, when it comes to which direction I want to go, let's go straight up after going to the right a little bit. Where is it? It has to be here. Come on. I thought I would find the island so much quicker after searching for days and days. I hadn't found it yet. Much of the map was discovered now, and I felt I was so close, but I had run into a new issue. Spring was drawing to a close, and summer was just around the corner. And with summer came blistering heat, random fires, and a whole host of other issues that I just couldn't avoid. But I had an idea on how I could prepare for both summer and explore, so I quickly made my way back to craft the one thing I needed to beat the heat: an icebox. Using an icebox, I could keep a cold thermal stone on me to stay cool, and luckily I had enough gears for 2 iceboxes. One for my base, and the other I pre-built for later use. Before setting out again, I first did a bit of upgrading on my boat. By adding a sail and a steering wheel, I hoped to start exploring much more quickly than before. So once I was ready, I set out again to continue my quest. It wasn't long before I found another abandoned ship. Thinking that all the abandoned ships behaved the same, I grabbed everything before opening the chest, thinking I would get on my boat and sail away as quickly as possible before the monkeys could get to me. What actually happened was a bit different than I expected. Let's go. Okay, go, 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 go. Go, come on, Chester! I was devastated, thinking that I had lost everything that I had stored in Chester, but his eyebone was telling me that he was still alive. I headed towards shore where I eventually found Chester, but then all hell broke loose. I'm coming, buddy, I'm coming. That was kind of funny. Oh, snap, there's a fire on board. Oh, that's not good. That is not good. Hold on, hold on. Ah, dang it. Okay, hold on. There's useful stuff in here. Hold on. Grab all the stuff out. Shit. Oh, I'm taking damage. No, get off. No! Ah, okay, well, that's on me. That was me just being stupid, and all my stuff is incinerating. With my boat in shambles and my health cut down, I went back home. I was starting to become exhausted with the endless ocean and never reaching my goal, but I wanted to give finding Moonquay Island one last shot. So I spent the next couple of days cutting down more trees, farming more spiders for food, and crafting everything I needed to make the best boat I possibly could. After checking the map for a good heading, I put together my nice shiny new boat and then sailed off one more time. It took me one single day for me to crash my new boat into a shore I hadn't seen on the map and then watch it burst into flames and send all my hard work straight to Davy Jones's locker. After witnessing two of my ships go down within a few days of each other, I realized that it might be better for me to just wait until fall before sailing anymore. I headed back to base, and once back, I found myself in the exact same situation that I did when winter was upon me. With the heat beating down on me, I wasn't able to travel far from my icebox or else I would start taking damage from the sun. So enjoy this montage of my summer exploits. Hold on, how is there another spider queen? I mean, whatever, I guess, but what? What the? No! Oh, my tiny tree caught on fire. We need to keep our distance. I want to have at least 2 spider eggs in storage, just in case something catastrophic happens, like I break my spider nest or something. There, it broke, okay. I need to make this booster shot, and that'll get me my maximum health back. There, I got my maximum health back. Shit, wasn't prepared. Just kill all of them, please. Oh, I forgot that I could stand under a tree, right? Yes, okay. Thank you, tree. Shortly before summer ended, I decided to go on a trip to see Pig King. It was still hot, but I had my thermal stone and believed I'd be able to make the trip. Over the course of the last 50 days or so, every trinket I found was put in a pile to eventually be traded for gold. And I decided that today was that day. When morning arrived, I set out with all the trinkets I found and a cold thermal stone in my pocket. But I didn't realize that the thermal stone I had grabbed was close to broken. So when it finally did break, I was at the mercy of the sun. I'm excited to see how much gold I get for all this stuff. I've just been hoarding trinkets for like the last 30 or 40 days. And this is where it all comes together to give me a bunch of gold. And I can use those for a bunch of tools. Oh no. I just realized my thermal stone is gone. It wore off. Once close to Pig King, I realized that at some point I had pre-built an endothermic fire for emergencies. And this far from home, with no thermal stone, I definitely counted this as one. I slapped it down next to the king, then gave him everything I had. The sheer volume of gold he gave me was beautiful. Look at all this gold. Oh my god. Since I was overheating, I sat by the endothermic fire until evening, and then I made a beeline for home. I continued doing miscellaneous things around my base, and before I knew it, fall was finally here. No freezing or burning or raining, just a pleasant breeze and endless possibility. So for the first few days of autumn, I prepared. Grass, check. Wood, check. Food, check. Preparations were going well, and I even had enough resources to craft a few boat patches to keep myself afloat. I grabbed a bit more food and organized my inventory, but that night, I I heard a noise coming from the darkness that brought me back to reality. So I might find Berger, lead him away from my base, and then we will we'll go on our adventure. Because I really don't want him to destroy my base. Like, oh wait, hold on. I think, is that Berger? There he is. Okay, you can chill over here. I don't know exactly how I'm gonna take you on, and I don't really want to do it right now. I have my sights set on more important things right now. Berger had slowed down my plans to sail off today, but it wasn't too bad. And now that I was back at base and the fuzzy giant was a continent away, I could finally head out. Nothing could stop me now. And yeah, I think launching from here is probably gonna be a decent idea. Are you, hold on. I'm right next to the wormhole. We're going through the wormhole. Nope, nope. Whoop. I'm leading the dogs to this side and I'm leaving them behind. Goodbye. Whoop. Oh, come on! The issue is that these fuckers catch themselves on fire. You guys suck. Give me this monster meat. I deserve that much at least. Okay, now I was finally able to get my boat in the water. After outfitting it with the best that my lack of money could buy, night had fallen. So after waiting for the first light of morning, I finally set sail once more. I want to go up to here and then kind of just go along the edge. So let's do that. Sailing in this game is so fun. All right, but let's see. Now might be a good time to start going straight. Yeah, we're about to enter the salt area, and I don't want to accidentally hit any salt. Can't damage my precious boat, what with it being so fucking expensive. Wait, drop anchor. I found it. That took me way too long to find this damn island. It seemed forever ago that I dug up that buried treasure chest and found the items that would lead me here. I emptied my inventory to keep from irritating the residents, brought my boat up to the dock, and then for the first time in 79 days, I set foot on Moonquay Island. Within seconds, I knew my hunch was right. Surrounding me was exactly what I had hoped to find, a new type of tree, monkey tails for reeds, but by far, the most important resource this island could give me was bananas. If I could successfully grow bananas, I could use them to make banana crockpot recipes, I could use them as a filler food for making meatballs, and I could give them to the Moonquay Queen in exchange for several useful blueprints, the most useful of which is the dock kit. I was finally here, but now I ran into a new problem that would cause the biggest headache of my life. The damn monkeys. See, I had never fully dealt with the Moonquay Island before, and while I knew the monkeys were annoying, I didn't realize how annoying. I knew that they would steal anything in my inventory, so I tried bringing Chester with me, hoping that they wouldn't steal stuff out of him. To my absolute horror, one of the monkeys started trying to steal his eye bone out of my inventory. Feeling terrified that I might lose Chester, I tried fighting the monkey, but he kept wimping out and running back to his house to heal. To try to prevent this from happening, I started using a torch to set fire to the monkey houses, but one of them snatched my torch out of my hands and ran off with it before I could do anything else. Out of frustration, I started fighting them, but they kept kiting me, which I didn't know they could do. It took a while to take them down, and from just 2 monkeys, my health was dangerously low. I used what healing items I had, and then went back to my plan B of torching monkey houses and attacking what came out. Once morning came, I was once again very hurt. But I was sure I was making progress. It didn't seem like there were that many monkey huts to deal with. Jesus Christ, there are loads of them! With a ridiculous amount of monkey huts and a ton of monkeys that would all attack me at once if I tried clearing them out, I made the very difficult decision to go home. Nothing was more annoying than finally achieving your goal after so long, only to have a dozen monkeys send you running, but I knew that no matter what, I would be back. This was personal now, so I set off towards home, already thinking of different ways that I could conquer Moonquay Island. On the trip back, I had an idea, and once back at base, I wanted to jump straight on it. But first, there were a couple things I wanted to do before I forgot. After searching so many tumbleweeds, I finally had enough beefalo wool to craft a winter hat for when the cold came back again. And I also took the small amount of marble that I had randomly grabbed over time and crafted them into beans to grow me a renewable source of marbles for marble suits and such. Once that was taken care of, it was time to get down to business. If you look at the map, most of the monkey housing is located on the docks, and I knew from testing that monkeys couldn't break fences. So the simplest way to deal with them was just to fence off the docks and leave them to their monkey business. The few houses in the middle, however, would be a bit more of an issue. I didn't want to fight any more monkeys to keep from getting any cursed trinkets, but I think that I came up with a way to deal with them as well. But first, I needed fence, and for that, I needed rope. So I went back out to get more tumbleweed. I also made some log armor and a fresh spear just in case. Then I went down into the mines to catch a few fireflies to refill my miner's hat. And that was all the preparations I really needed. So with the rest of the daylight hours, I went straight back onto the sea and made a beeline for the island. Once back, I waited a few seconds, and then when darkness fell, I put on my mining helmet and proceeded to block off the docks while the monkeys were sleeping. When the next day arrived, I accidentally got into a fight with a couple of monkeys, but once done, I kept my distance from the last monkey in the middle, and then I built out a simple monkey lure in the corner of an unused part of the dock. All it was a square of fence with an item in the middle, but it would hopefully be enough to keep the last of them busy. I attracted the monkey to the lure by equipping and unequipping my armor, and when he finally saw it, he completely forgot I existed, and instead devoted his entire life to getting his hands on this one single piece of fence laying on the ground. With the docks blocked off and the rest of the monkeys dealt with, I finally had control of the island. All that was left to do was to claim my prize. What's going on, guys? Y'all having fun over there? Last one. I now have no more cursed trinkets. It only took one day to harvest every tree, monkey tail, and banana bush on the island, but in my inventory were 3 infinitely renewable resources that were worth more than all the gold Pig King could give me. I also wanted to get all the recipes from the queen, but I was very close to starvation, and I realized that I had no more food left. So I sailed away with my bounty, planning to come back at a later date to get the remaining blueprints. I thought I had left in time to get back to base before I starved, but before I even hit the shoreline, I started taking damage. Desperately looking through my loot for anything I could eat, I found some glommer's goop. So I downed the goop, instantly making me insane, but buying me a few more precious seconds to try to make it home. Grab the backpack. We need to go. I'm starving. Oh no. I don't want to be starving right now. Come on. Where is, okay, spider. I need food. Please. Come on. Food. Eat. Okay. I'm not actively dying. Oh my god. After having that close of a call, I spent the rest of the day farming spiders for food, and then I was finally able to put down my newly won plants. It may not seem like much to most, just a few bananas, reeds, and trees, but in this world where the renewable resources are very few and far between, gaining 3 at once was like hitting the lottery. Now that I had a steady food source, resources, and some warm clothes for winter, I decided to start showing my base a bit more love. So I placed down a few more chests to finish my storage area, crafted up a pitchfork, and then went on a mini adventure to get some nicer flooring. It was when I moved to the set piece that was right in the middle of the desert that I heard them. Looking at the map, I can still see that there is a campfire here, which is good. Shit, the dogs. Oh no, the dogs. I wasn't prepared at all. I had no weapon, and I was too far away from my spider nest for them to help out this time. So when they spawned in, I did the only thing I could think of. I ran away to the opposite side of the desert, went through a cave entrance, and then made my way back to base through the caves. After popping back out at my base, I saw it was a full moon. Wanting to take advantage of this, I used 9 nightmare fuel to upgrade Chester to Shadow Chester, and then shortly after, I had my very first banana harvest. The next morning, I started to freeze, so I knew that winter was in full swing, but this time around, I was better prepared. A breezy vest, a winter hat, and a thermal stone would be enough to keep me warm during the day, so after kitting up, I went back out into the desert to get the flooring I had left behind, and a bit more grass to make a spear. The next day, I harvested my pine trees for the first time, and while I was organizing my loot into my chests, I heard him once more. There we go. Oh no. Deerclops was coming, and I still knew I wouldn't have any chance against it. So I went back through the wormhole, intending to leave him on the other side when this happened. I should stay warm for a while yet. Hopefully I will stay warm for a little while. Oh no, the dogs! Oh my god, wait, what happened? Where am I? What did I hit? What did I hit? Hold on. Okay, that worked. I still don't know what screen I opened up, but thankfully I got out of it and was able to deal with the hounds. After a few seconds, I heard Deerclop's footsteps, so I quickly went back through the wormhole and headed back home. The next few days passed by in a blur. It was a cycle of harvesting resources, farming spiders, and the occasional hound attack. I was really close to 100 days and the end of the challenge, and I didn't really have any plans for the last few days. So I was going to use them as a mini vacation for all my hard work, a chance to just sit back and enjoy everything I'd accomplished. But one thing was weighing on my mind: Moonquay Island. Yes, I tamed the monkeys, and yes, I got the resources that were growing there, but I hadn't gotten all the blueprints from the queen, so it still felt like I hadn't fully completed the island yet. I could just sail back now, but I refused to have fire in my boat again, and I wasn't sure that the breezy vest I had would be good enough to get me there without freezing. With no nearby resurrection stones in case I failed, I continued doing my daily chores, resigning myself to the fact that some things are just meant to be unfinished. I was on my way to harvest more tumbleweeds when I saw it. A single, unassuming pile of dirt on the ground. The answer to my problems. I quickly followed the tracks until finally, standing near the shore without a care in the world, was a blue winter koalefant. It took a minute to take down, but once the deed was done, I finally had in my hands a winter koalefant trunk. After rushing back to base, I wasted no time crafting one of the best insulating items in the entire game, the puffy vest. With my new vest, I felt like I had a real chance to finally finish the mission that had been hounding me this entire challenge. So after grabbing some food, I sailed off on what would be my last voyage. Okay, there it is. There is the dock. Got 10 logs. I'm gonna add one more. Good stuff. Here's some bananas for you. Cannonball, dock kit, dock piling, moonquay, cannonball, cannonball. Look at that. That's everything. That is all the recipes that I needed from her. Yes. All right, it is time to go home. Release sail and release sail. Goodbye, monkeys. That was a trial and a half, but I finally got everything that I needed from the Moonquay Island on the very last day of the challenge. Oh man, that was so fun, but that was stressful as all hell. And we're home. And we did it. It is day 101. We have survived a lot in this challenge. This has been an incredible challenge with a lot of really difficult decisions to make. Like, I am super surprised that we actually managed to survive to this point. The amount of resources you can still get your hands on is kind of crazy. I mean, I have trees galore. Oh, all right, we're going. I'm running. Okay, thank you for watching the series. I'm running away so the dogs don't get me. I don't want to just log out just before dogs come. Hold on. Yeah. Oh my God, it's a warg! Ah, it's a warg! Help me, spiders! Help me! Ah! No! That's not Varg. That's a Varglet. What the what? The spiders are released. Kill them! Kill them! You know what? Oh, you know what? Actually, there we go. Thank you guys. You know what? You can have the meat. That is my treat to you. I just want the tea. Okay, you guys have put in a lot of good work. Good job. Good job. Good job. During the first 100 days of this challenge, I traveled far and wide for the most basic of resources, kept myself alive with spiders, which may or may not have been cannibalism, and ended off the episode feeling proud of my trees and bananas. I thought that the challenge was done, so I called it a day. But then, the comments started. So many of you sent me your ideas to the point that I knew if I left this challenge where it was, I'd never hear the end of it. So for the next few weeks, I scoured the comments and tore through the wiki, learning everything I could, and what came of it was this. In this video, I will get my hands on some of the best items in the game, defeat bosses that I never thought I could, and towards the end, we will be saying goodbye to Weber for the first and last time. Thank you for joining me in my adventure, and now, let's get into it. Once I load in, the first thing I do is take a minute to get reacquainted with my surroundings. It's been a while since I've played and I'm feeling a bit rusty, but that does nothing to keep my excitement down. For weeks, I have been dreaming of the possibilities, and now I get to test them out for real. And the very first thing we're gonna do is fight Queen Bee. Or rather, I wanted that to be the first thing we do. But after looking through the resources I had and the lack of food in the fridge, I realized that it might be smarter to get a handle on my situation first. More resources and food would go a long way towards my continued survival, and to beat Queen Bee, which was very high on my to-do list, I would need to be ready. So I started by gathering some wood, but I didn't replant the trees right away. Instead, I decided to move my trees underground. And to be honest, I don't know why I didn't think of this before. With all resources turned off, the caves were pretty safe, and now my trees wouldn't catch fire in the summer, which meant one more thing I didn't have to worry about. It took a few days, but after most of the trees were moved, I trekked into the desert for some grass, not expecting anything. While harvesting tumbleweeds, something interesting caught my eye. Okay, I want to go grab these tumbleweeds, but at the same time, I think there might be a spot like right in this area and a spot over there. Oh wait, there's ice right there. Ooh. That is good to know. A little bit of ice right off the coast. I'm gonna need that eventually. When I saw that, I thought to myself, ice might be useful. Continued to go about my day, and then realized something was very wrong with what I just saw. Ice is a resource, and in this world, resources shouldn't exist. Desperately, I checked the world settings, but everything seemed to be fine. Both the glaciers and the multiplier were set to none. Confused, I scrolled the wiki for answers, and what I found changed everything. Excited, I rushed back to base, spent the night putting up my loot, and then when morning arrived, I got ready for my very first fishing trip. I still have my umbrella, I have my armor, I have a spear in case I need it, but I shouldn't need it, hopefully. And let me do that. So let me unequip this. All right, well, only thing we can do is go. Oh wait, hold on. I saw a little bit of ice right over there. Hold on, I think we're close. Where is it? It's around here somewhere. I'll have to make my way around all this ice. All right, where is it? There it is. And then if you look right there is a nice little fishing hole. We're gonna be taking full advantage of this little fishing hole. Okay. There we go. At this fishing hole, I can just fish forever, pretty much. Now, eventually, there is going to be one guy that's gonna pop up, and we're gonna have to be careful with him. Whoa. Yep, this guy right here. We are gonna leave him alone. If I were to attack him, this fishing spot would vanish. And this is one of two places I can actually fish for food. I couldn't believe that hiding in the one place I hadn't searched yet was a set piece containing infinite food and a ton of ice. This discovery changed every plan I had for this challenge, but most importantly, it meant that not only could I defeat Queen Bee, I could now make a whole Queen Bee farm. Now, for those that have fought the bee herself, you know she's no joke. With over 22,000 health, 3 different phases, and a bunch of minions, this boss is one that most people tend to avoid, but to truly progress in this challenge, I needed her loot. Her crown and royal jelly alone were amazing and would be critical in defeating a certain winter boss down the line, but what I needed most was the bundle wrap. With it, I could create one of the best renewable foods in the entire game. But before we get too ahead of ourselves, we have a farm to build. Montage! Oh, how do we want to handle this? Help! Help! Yeah, you guys can have the meat. You deserve that. I just want the teeth and the blue gems. I now have everything I need to defeat Queen Bee. Now, I can't take credit for this design. I actually saw the build on this video and thought the flingomatic idea was awesome, but it did have 2 problems. The design required pigs in order to trap Queen Bee, and for it to run, it needed 8 plants nearby. I removed the part that required pigs, since I had none, and with the ice that I discovered, I made 2 flingomatics to compensate. But the only plants I could use were my reeds and banana bushes. Since this farm was so close to an asteroid field, I was really worried that my plants might be destroyed, but I had no choice. It was now or never. So I started the farm, hammered the hive, and stepped into what would become one of the unluckiest boss fights I had ever encountered. All right, come on, Queen Bee. I've got your dessert right here. Come on, let's go. And boom, frozen. Right here. So Queen Bee's AI will cause her to run away from us whenever we start attacking her. Now, what we want to do is control where she goes and why she goes there. We're just gonna do this. It's gonna be slow. Oh my God, there's a frog. I can't believe there's frog rain right now. This is ridiculous. This is unfortunately gonna take a while. Oh my God, that was so funny. Can I make a campfire? What am I missing? Grass. No, I'm missing grass. I can't dry off easily. Oh my God, the frogs are killing the goose. I didn't even notice the frogs are killing the goose. Oh, my sanity is looking so bad. I'm gonna be insane very quickly. Oh no. Oh my God, my sanity. And I'm freezing? What? Oh my God, this is just, ow, 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 ow. Come on, I need daytime to hurry up. Shit, there's a terror beak. Oh no. No, 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 no. I'm ever so slightly in danger. Ah! I can't go too far away. I don't want the queen bee to despawn. I've already put in a lot of effort into taking her out. Okay, come on. Okay. Wait, no! Ah! With Queen Bee gone and my sanity in shambles, I ran home with my tail between my legs. But even back at base, the fight wasn't over. Terror beaks and crawling horrors continued to hound me, and it was only after defeating them that I could finally take a deep breath and regroup. The fight itself went okay, and if it wasn't for the rain and the frogs, I definitely would have won. So after cooking some food, drying off, and prototyping a few items for sanity, I went back for round 2. Spring will be over in a few days, and I very much wanted to finish this fight before summer began. But once I got back to the farm, I saw something that stopped me in my tracks. Oh no! I lost a banana bush. Bananas were my main filler food to make meatballs, and since there was no way to make more, each bush was precious. And seeing that a meteor had destroyed one brought the whole situation into focus. So after a few minutes, I made the difficult decision to pack up my plants and try this fight another day. But mark my words, I would be back. Once back at base, I replanted my bushes, cleaned up a few trees on the surface, and then spent the night standing near Glommer to regain some sanity. It had been a long time since I had this much of an issue with my sanity, but right now I didn't have time to dwell on that. Since the Queen Bee farm had taken up so much of my time, spring was almost over. But there were still a few things I had to do before summer. So when morning arrived, I made a boat and got to work. Okay, let's go. I'm already gonna go insane because of the water, but work what we have, not what we want. All right, there's the first little bits of Pearl's Island. There we go, okay. And beautiful, we made it. This is what we're after, is this lure plant. There it is. Frog legs. Frog legs. What I'll probably do is I'm gonna spend the night here, hope it stops raining in the morning. If it does, because of what I've done so far, I should be able to give her this bottle and she'll give me the stuff I need. All right. Oh, yes. Okay, hold on. Pinch winch recipe. Yes. And now I know the pinch winch. But yeah, that's all I really needed from, what? I never realized that her bee box would actually would actually generate bees. I might be able to come back and catch those. Ooh, that's exciting. That's really exciting. Okay, Chester, let's go. And we're back on land, yay! The gooses, okay, they're right here. There's the children. We're gonna leave the children alone for now. I mean, while this is going on, I'll get some stone. Now I'm eventually gonna have to find the suspicious boulder. I'm really hoping that it fell already, and then I can go mine it up, but we'll find out. I'm gonna have to deconstruct that boat. I've done some testing in a different world and found, wait, oh, there it is. Ooh, I found the suspicious boulder. That's what I wanted to see. The celestial orb will eventually be very useful. Okay, now I do have the pan flute. Let's see. Come here, you little monster. Okay, you damn duck, come here. I need your feathers. Thank you, okay. I just need to beat one more, and then I'm good. Dang, that kid led me on a wild goose chase, oh my God. Ha, get it? Led me on a wild goose chase, a goose chase, cause, yeah. Come here. I know you're trying to get back to your mom. You're not allowed to do that. No, no, no. Oh, come on. You're in the perfect spot. Ugh. I got 4 good hits off on this thing. Come on. Come here, come here, come here, come here. Oh, yes. Yes, I got you pinned. Yes, I have killed a child. That is all that I needed from this spring, is 1 fleshy bulb and 4 more feathers. I'm done for the spring. Let's go ahead and head back to base. Once back at base, I had enough feathers to make the one thing I was missing last summer, a luxury fan. Not only would it help cool me off, but it was one of the few things I could put out fires as well as smoldering items. And thank God I made that when I did, because soon after, my new fan would be put to the test. Drop this here. Actually, that's gonna catch on fire. That's gonna catch on fire. A lot of stuff's gonna catch on fire. Hounds. Ah, wait, 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 where's the whistle? Where's the whistle? Oh no, I'm gonna burn to death. I know I am. Oh no, 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 no. Come on. Oh no, 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 no. I don't wanna die, I don't wanna die. Okay, come on. One of them burned, unfortunately, but I know I have a spare nest in, like, put up in the back. Okay. Okay, one more. I am so sorry, guys. With summer now in full swing, leaving base for any amount of time was risky. So, enjoy this montage. Yes, now I can keep myself cold. 1 extra spider egg right here. What did I just make? I've never made this recipe, so I don't know what it does. Oh my God, that gives so much food. It was about a week until the end of summer when I had a great idea. See, during all this time, I still had my sights set on Queen Bee. So I was constantly trying to think of ways to improve the farm. If you remember, the original design had a sort of wall that would hold Queen Bee in place, allowing you to pin her down and defeat her much faster. But the wall required pigs. See, Queen Bee could fly through walls, but she couldn't fly through frozen mobs. So by trapping 4 pigs and freezing them in place, Queen Bee wouldn't be able to escape. Now, this is all well and good, but I didn't have pigs. So what could I do? Well, after a lot of testing, I found one single mob that was both possible to get in this world and would work in the bee farm. And the best place to find it was in the caves. It's time to go spelunking. You know, I'm actually going to bet they're probably this direction. Ooh. Does it show up on the map? It does. Wait, what is that? Star Sky? Hello? Hutch! Sweet! Oh, earthquake. Perfect, this is what I needed. Oh, wait. Ah! Mole! Moleworms are usually a pretty common mob to encounter, but in this world, earthquakes were one of the only ways to get them. So after taking my new friend to the surface, I built a small pen for him and put him down. Unfortunately, it immediately started to smolder, so after fanning the smoke, I rushed back into the caves to explore a bit more. I vaguely remember there being a mole burrow not too far from spawn. There. There's a mole burrow right here. So that should mean there is a mole nearby, right? So it looks like I can dig it up, but Unless the... Oh, no. Wait, yes, this is what I wanted. Haha, look at that. We're gonna be using that eventually. More stalagmites. Oh, guano. What is dropping guano over here? Unless this is just part of the biome. And it looks like this leads over to this cave entrance. After my adventures in the caves, I found nothing of interest, but I explored for a bit too long, so on the way back, I started to go insane. I ran back to the surface and was forced to fight more shadows, but luckily I was able to handle myself. I excitedly went over to see my new burrow, only to find that the moleworm had yet to make one. Confused, I googled what was going on, and after a few minutes, I found the answer. The only solution that some people have made is to log off and log back in, or make a bigger pin. Because it seems that I didn't give him enough space. Let me just do that. Where are you going and what are you doing with it? Yay, so like right off the bat, he made a burrow. I smacked myself when I read this, but now that the mole had made a burrow, I could finally start getting things together. But first, I had to wait for the burrow to make a new moleworm. So in the meantime, I kept busy. And if we're lucky, yes, right there. I was about to say, if we're lucky, we'll find a bottle, like a message in a bottle. Ooh, look at that. I found some sunken treasure, and it's right off. Oh, it's right off the island. There's even a boat right here I could use. Not exactly catching a lot of fish. I wonder if the amount of fish you catch from this lessens over time. Wait, hold on. Back up, Davy Jones. No. Yeah, it is taking longer and longer to catch fish, so we need to go home. Hey, I did get enough to make, well, like 2 surf and turf, which is really good. It was a couple days into fall when I had to accept that while the moleworm ideal was good, it was also pretty slow. I had yet to get my hands on 3 moles at once, so instead of wasting time waiting for them to respawn, I decided that during fall, I wanted to do something useful, and I knew exactly what I would do. See, while fishing, I had come across a message in a bottle. Reading it had showed me the location of some sunken treasure, and I was very curious to find out what was in it. So I went out to sail the ocean once more, but treasure wasn't the only thing I was looking for. There was something else out there, something that would turn the tide of this entire challenge once more. But I'll let you see what happens. Is this the treasure? Yes, that is the treasure. Okay. I don't think I have a hammer on me, which is a little awkward. I think this is about where I need to be. Treasure! Let me go and run this back to shore. And then we'll leave this here until I go and get a fucking hammer. Nice. I'm gonna need that hammer eventually. Let's go ahead and take this. I would like to take it off of the boat just so I don't accidentally drop anything off the side. Ooh, this is exciting. What do we got? Okay. So nothing crazy. Another red gem is always a good thing. Some bung, like a bung. Pickaxe, cookie cutter shells, and boat patches. Boat patches are always useful. That's not bad. I need to grab these bananas. I need to drop off some stuff. I need to cook a little bit of food, and we are gonna go to the middle. Got this. The bung I need to drop. The red gem has a place it needs to go. All right, meatballs. Now I need to make another pinch and winch. Perfect. We got that. Got a little bit of food. Let's go. While I'm at it, I need to keep my eyes open for more messages in a bottle because those things are a currency that I definitely need. Ooh, there's another one. Please tell me where some more treasure is. Yes! And it's right over next to Pearl. What do you know? It's all coming together. I just realized I didn't even put down my pinch and winch. I think it'd be better to put it here. Ooh, there it is right there. Perfect. That, my friends, is the waterlogged biome. Inside, there are massive trees, deadly spiders, and grassy beasts. And it was exactly what I was looking for. I wanted to find this place for 2 reasons. The trees grow figs, which have multiple uses, but most importantly, if you bump the tree with your boat, they drop a seed. And if you just so happen to have a pinch and winch, you can fish it up and plant a giant tree anywhere you want. So I bumped a couple of trees and fished up 2 seeds. I was excited, but it would be a while before I could bask in their shade. A giant tree takes a long time to grow, and to get it to full size, you needed something called tree jam. To grow 2 trees to full size, I would need 12 tree jam, and I only had enough figs for 6. So I started making my way home with the plan to eventually come back and grab the rest of the figs later. Once back, I left the seeds on the boat and walked back to base. The seeds were heavy and would take some time to get into place, so instead I went ahead and turned my figs into tree jam, and it was while doing so that a new moleworm finally spawned. I whacked it and dropped it down into the caves, and within seconds, it made a new burrow. I spent the rest of the day farming for more food since I was out, and then I ever so slowly inched my 2 seeds right next to where I'd eventually plant them. I wanted to put my trees in these 2 spots, with one being right next to my base and the other a short walk away, giving me plenty of safe real estate to build farms and such. In order to actually put the seeds in the water, however, I would first need boats and winches. I was on my way to get wood just for that purpose when I realized that tomorrow night would be a full moon. Normally, this wouldn't mean much, but after spending my entire summer stuck near base to avoid overheating, I desperately wanted to get Icebox Chester. Unfortunately, I needed more blue gems. So I grabbed a shovel and jumped into the caves, hoping against hope that I would find enough before the full moon was over. I do need to eat a little bit of food. I'll eat a meatball right now. I'm also gonna dig up this burrow. I haven't used it. Ah, mole. Hopefully the mole stays alive. I can feed him rocks, right? Yeah, I can feed him rocks. That's funny. Okay, please take me to Pit King. Please take me to Pit King. Okay, this is not bad. This is next to Pit King, and I can trek over to here. Ooh, Mandrake. I'm gonna need you eventually. Follow me, buddy. Buttons. There's a red gem. Buttons? Ugh. There's supposed to be a 17% chance of me being able to get a blue gem or a red gem. Maybe I'll luck out, you never know. There's a blue gem, good. My sanity, ooh, that's something I didn't think about. Another blue gem, okay. Let's eat the surf and turf. Where's the surf and turf? Surf and turf, good. I know that there are a bunch of gravestones over near my base, so the quickest way to get to my base would be if that wormhole leads to here, and I think it's worth it to try. Yep, there goes a chunk of my sanity. Yes, okay, I am over near my base. Perfect. I wish I had more surf and turf. Oh, Berger, hello. Blue gem. Hammer. Ah, nice. Okay, got another mole. I have 6. I have enough. Ow. Come on. Okay, there. Okay. Chester, please come here. Right here. Dropping his eye bone. Please kill him. Okay, there. Come on. Where is he? I don't think it's gonna spawn before nightfall. Let me just look it up and just see how long does it take for Chester to respawn. Chester will respawn in 1 game day. Damn it. Yeah, I didn't realize that Chester took a full day to respawn, or else I would have killed him earlier. But you live and you learn, I guess. On the plus side, I have all the blue gems I need, so when the next full moon rolls around, I'll be ready. After that whole blue gem tangent was over, I went back into the caves to get the wood I needed, but while doing so, my plans were thrown off once again. Oh. Ooh. Mole. With that one, I now had 3 mole worms, which was all I needed to finally set up Queen Bee Farm 2.0. I've been waiting for so long, and I refuse to let this chance slip by. So I grinded for the next few days, crafted everything I needed, and with just a few days left of fall, I finally built it. And if I'm being honest, I'm pretty proud of the design. It's pretty similar to the original, but it's been changed to use 3 mobs instead of 4, and uses a second fling-o-matic with a lure plant for summer protection. Now that the farm was done, I just needed a weapon. Ideally, I'd have liked another handbat, but since I was very low on pigskin, I decided to make a few spears instead. For some reason, however, the tumbleweeds I searched refused to give me any grass, so by the time I was ready, winter had arrived. I couldn't wait any longer, however, so I put on my winter gear, grabbed a thermal stone, and left home, vowing that either I would defeat the damn bee or I would die trying. And let's just say I was right on the money. Hammer. Chester, you should have a hammer on you, right? Yes, I need that. And the trap is set. All right, come on. Work with me here. Every single time I've gone to fight Queen Bee, it's been raining, which is just the worst. Okay, come on. And frozen, almost in a perfect spot too. Now I need to push her in. I think the key is to not push her in all the way. Like to get her in just far enough, but not so far that she's like pushing on the moles. Please work. Yes! It's working! This is how you're supposed to fight Queen Bee using this tactic. It is gonna take a while to defeat Queen Bee though. Yeah, I'm gonna go and get the campfire going. That should be close enough to warm me up without burning me. And then let's go. I only have 2 spears left. It's supposed to be 5 spears to defeat Queen Bee, right? And it's raining. It is raining and snowing at the same time. How does that work? No. Hounds? Really? Oh, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Queen Bee's dead. Okay, come on, come on, come on. I do have to take on the ice hounds myself, but the normal hounds will freeze. Ow. Come on, I would just rather just like punch through this really quickly. Oh my God. With the bee dead and the hounds taken care of, I could finally claim my prize. Wait, hold on. Where's the crown? Where's the honeycomb? 2 of the most important drops and the whole reason I fought Queen Bee were missing. My guess was they were stuck inside of the farm where my moleworms were, and because I didn't have any more walls and I did not want my moleworms escaping, I couldn't get to them. But that was the least of my concerns. Because of the fight, I was insane once more, but this time was different. Because when I got back to base, not 1, but 2 terror beaks spawned. I tried to fight them, but they kept dealing massive damage and I was slowly losing the fight. I decided my only chance of survival was to escape into the caves, but this decision almost cost me everything. Go, 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 go. Ah! I got hit right when I went in. Did I die? Please tell me I didn't die. Oh my God, I survived on 5 health. Holy shit. I need heals. I need heals, bruh. That was way too close. I went back up top, my hands literally shaking while I ate a royal jelly to get my sanity up. Since the last few days were filled with so much excitement, I decided that for the next little while, I would take some much needed R&R. I spent the night organizing my base, used the next day to farm some monster meat, and then literally seconds after I looked up when Deerclops was supposed to spawn, the big man himself arrived ahead of schedule. So Deerclops is going to spawn on day 174, the night of 174. So use another goop. It is an infinite resource, I'm just not happy about using it. And I know I don't have any food to be able to cook with this. Wait, whoa, 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 hold on. I just Googled it. I'm trying to think of the best way to do this. I don't want to fight Deerclops right now. I don't have the crown. The whole purpose of doing this was so that when I had the crown, I could fight Deerclops. I'm going. Right there, go, 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 going, 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 going. Yes, I'm insane, but God, I hope this caused Deerclops to spawn on the other side. I don't hear his growls anymore. I heard him once I came out, which is a good sign. I need to go find him. Where the hell is this guy? I'm also gonna be insane again when I go through. The gift that keeps on giving. I don't see him on this side. I have to see if he's at my base. Okay. After getting back to base, I spent the next couple of days doing some chores around the area, all the while worrying that Deerclops would randomly stomp out of the darkness and destroy my home. The fact that I wasn't able to find him was terrifying, but at the moment, I had other problems. I was still struggling with staying sane, and the bee crown, which I needed to fight Deerclops, was still stuck in my bee queen farm. The biggest issue I had was that the quickest way to and from the farm was through a wormhole. And since I now had a very healthy respect for the shadows, I no longer wanted to be insane. I paced back and forth, trying to find a solution, which is when I finally found one right under my nose. Yeah. Ooh, let me check something. How much sanity does moon moth wings give? Oh, they get 15 sanity each. Dude, I'm going back down. I know there's a handful of moon moth wings down here. Moon moth wings, there should be, yes, there's like 2 of them over here. I didn't realize that moon moth wings give you sanity. Hell yeah. With a quick fix for my sanity, I could actually make the trip to get my stuff without going insane. But I was low on food again, so I spent a couple days farming, cooking, and turning my royal jelly into jelly beans. With enough food to keep me alive for a few more days and moth wings to keep me sane, I planned to leave for the farm at first light. I spent the last few hours of day looking up what options I had to stay dry during spring, but what I didn't know was that tonight was a very special night. Ooh, bananas. Harvest the bananas at any point that I possibly can. Beautiful. Put the bananas up. There's also a little bit of rot. I'm gonna grab that out. Oh, full moon, full moon, full moon. I didn't realize it was a full moon. I'm just gonna drop everything. I'll pick it all up in just a minute. Boom, Icebox Chester. Oh, there we go. With Icebox Chester, I could keep all my food fresh and be able to breeze through summer like it was nothing. But before getting too excited, I decided there would be no more distractions. That night, I ran to my queen bee farm, broke it open, and finally got the 2 most important items in this entire challenge, the crown and the honeycomb. In my hands was exactly what I needed to unlock the best renewable food in the entire game, berry bushes. See, it's no surprise that I'll be turning into wormwood eventually. I mean, it's in the thumbnail. And the reason I chose wormwood is also pretty obvious. He is a powerhouse of renewable resources. With enough insight, wormwood can craft saplings, monkey tails, lurk plants, and, drumroll, berry bushes. But to craft them, you need berries. And in this world, the only way to get them is from tumbleweeds. But unfortunately, there's only a 1% chance they'll drop, so by the time you got enough to make a bush, most of them will have spoiled. Unless you had a bundle wrap. Using the wrap, I could get enough berries to make a bush, and then that bush will give me enough berries to make another bush. But to get to that point, I would need to get the stuff to change into wormwood and survive long enough to actually unlock the berry bushes. It was safe to say that this would take a while, but I had nothing but time. With my bundle wrap secured, it was time to take full advantage of my shiny new crown by using it to fight the one-eyed giant himself. I had tried to defeat him before and failed miserably, but this time was different. I had the crown and an actual plan of attack, so after crafting an extra spear, I went through the wormhole to find Deerclops. Okay, so I'm pretty sure that he has gone north of where I currently am, and he's heading this way because of this little area that has all of my stuff built there. I don't know for certain, but if I had to put money on it, I would say that's where he went. There he is! Oh, there he is! Let me put this campfire down. Okay, put on the queen crown. Come here. Stop walking away. Stop it. Notice me, or at least slow down so I can hit you. Yes, come here. Okay, I need to lead him back to my campfire. Add fuel. There we go. Okay, the fight is on. This is gonna be really tricky when nightfall comes, but I really need to beat Deerclops. Come on. Okay, I need to swing back around. Okay, let him attack me. Good. And add fuel. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Ah, I thought he was gonna hit my campfire. Oh God, it's getting dark. Oh, will he be able to do this without taking a single hit? That's the real question. Ah! Yes! Oh, yes! I'll be completely honest with you. I thought that fight would be much harder. Compared to the queen bee with her mountain of health, Deer Clubs went down pretty fast, dropping a bunch of meat and most importantly, his eyeball. Once back at base, I turned the meat into meat stew and the eyeball into an eyebrella, an item that would keep me completely dry during spring and not a moment too soon. Because when morning arrived, the snow started to melt, meaning spring was just around the corner, and with it came endless opportunities. But first, I wanted to go fishing. It had been a while since we had visited our grumpy friend Larry, and I was kind of hoping he had restocked his fishing hole. So when the first day of spring arrived, I sailed off, not knowing that I would make yet another groundbreaking discovery. So we are going on this short trip for 3 reasons. We are going on this short trip for fish, I want to get ice, and I want to get ocean debris on the off chance that I get a bull kelp stalk. I know that I saw some ocean debris. Whoa. Oh my God, the amount of ice! Since icebergs were turned off, I thought renewable ice just wasn't an option. But what I didn't realize is that when the platform that Larry stands on shrinks at the end of winter, it breaks into ice. So once I grabbed up all that frozen gold, instead of fishing, I went straight back to base. Ice is one of the best filler foods since it doesn't melt inside of an icebox. And with enough of it, even the smallest amount of meat can be turned into a ton of meatballs. With my food situation under control, I could finally get back to a project that I had started forever ago, the giant trees. I had placed the seeds near where they would be planted, but now I had the time to actually plant them. So I rolled up my sleeves and got to work. And now, I'm gonna make a pinchin' witch. Perfect. And drop overboard. Beautiful. Once the trees are planted, I spent the day near base until that night, the first tree sprouted. I used 3 jam to get the tree gooey, which I think is the right term. And in doing this, I remembered that I didn't have enough tree jam to get both trees to full height. So I started preparing for another voyage. I planned to leave in the morning, but unfortunately, the game had other ideas. And then 8 meatballs should be more than enough meat for me to do... Oh, it's a frog rain. Oh no, it's a frog rain. Oh no. Frog, leave me alone. Okay, perfect. Okay, come on. Where is Goose? Okay, there. Now they're screaming. Mama Goose should be showing up soon, and oh my God, the amount of frogs. Okay, Mama Goose, attack! Yeah, there we go. Attack the frogs, yeah! Yes! Dude, I can make so much food. You know what? Maybe the goose will be defeated. You never know. Look at all the frogs go. Oh, wait. Oh, feathers. 1, 2, 3. That's 3. I need 1 more feather. Oh my God, they defeated Goose. Pick it all up. Quick. I don't want to get killed by a ridiculous amount of frogs. Come on. Don't attack me, please. Hell, they're attacking. Nope. Run. Okay, time to go. I'm going. I'm leaving. I don't need anything else. I'm going into the sinkhole. Go. Oh my God. It's Frogageddon out there. That whole series of events was insane. I now had a ridiculous amount of meat, and I knew I wouldn't be able to eat all of this before it spoiled. So after some thought, I decided to use the meat to make a bunch of meatballs as well as 9 meaty stew, which I put in my bundling wrap for emergencies. With more than enough food to keep me going for a long while, I waited until the next morning and then left to get the rest of the figs I needed to grow my trees. Let me make sure I'm going in the right direction. Yeah, just go straight, and then at this, I'm just gonna hook a right, and then we'll be there. And we should be getting close. Oh, and there we are. I got all the figs that I need. I got a little bit of charcoal for the fire. Also, I didn't even realize that we were right next to my queen bee farm. You know what I will go ahead and do is this. Let me go ahead and head over to this shoreline. I'm gonna check to see if Queen Bee's hive has grown back yet. Oh, we have a stowaway. Are you coming with me, buddy? Are you my friend now? Are we having soft tacos later? You know, I do have a little bit of meat on me. You are my friend now. I have a spider friend. His name is, you know what? Let me go to a random name generator. Hold on. Random, avoid rare, diminutive, generate. Ah, Edgar. His name is officially Edgar. Look at him. He's adorable. All right, let's go. Has Queen Bee's Hive. Oh, yes. Now with my new friend and the rest of the figs I needed, I went back to base, picking up Edgar once I got back to shore. I wanted to let Edgar roam free, but I couldn't feed him forever, and I didn't want him to die to hounds or something. So what was the solution I came up with? To shove my new pet into a box and kind of just hope he doesn't die. I don't know, we'll see if I regret this later. Now that I had the tree jam I needed, all I had to do was wait, and eventually I would have 2 gigantic trees protecting my base. I was excited, but just sitting around and waiting for something to happen didn't sound too fun. So to pass the time, I decided to sail towards Pearls to get all the treasure that had popped up. Over the last 50 days or so, I'd found a bunch of bottles, and 3 of them pointed to some sunken chests out near Pearls Island. Since I was just looking for an excuse to go treasure hunting, I jumped into action, not knowing that this single trip would get me riches beyond my wildest dreams. All right, we're just gonna go around this edge right here, and then we should see a little treasure spot in just a little bit. There it is. Yeah. Man, this treasure is huge, Jesus. You know what, let me look at the map. I need to go around to the opposite side. So actually, yeah, I need to go in a circle and go. Ooh, this one's deep. Jesus. All right. I'm also gonna eat these meatballs really quick, and I am now out of food. Is this ocean debris? I don't know. It's like, it doesn't look like ocean debris. I don't know, I'm still gonna pick it up. Never hurts to find out. Oh, wait! That was another treasure chest. Holy, we're gonna have 4 treasure chests. This is wild. That treasure chest didn't even have anything labeled on it. It wasn't labeled on the map. This is awesome. Let's go. All I need now is to grab that last bit of treasure, take it all to shore, and then just crack them all open. This is gonna be so fun. Where is it? It's like right, it's like at a weird angle right over here. There it is, I see it now. Oh man, this is gonna be so fun. Nice, look at that. I'm just gonna chill here, wait until morning, and once morning arrives, we are gonna crack open some chests. Okay, daytime, hammer, let's go. Already phenomenal stuff, look at that. Ooh. Ah, so much good stuff already. Okay, we need to keep going. Oh, nice! It's an archaic boat kit. Ah, screw it, I'm gonna crack open the other ones. 2! And, oh my god. That's the Lazy Explorer. I need to see what all I have. A purple gem! 3 purple, ooh! Oh my god, that's a Thulsite crown. Holy, there's so much stuff. When I saw the literal treasure trove I had found, I was speechless. There was so much loot that it took me 2 trips to get it all home. And once I was back at base, I was able to fully process what I had found. Among the stuff you'd normally find in sunken treasure, I had somehow fished up a Thulsite crown, Houndius Shootius, Lazy Explorer, Magiluminescence, both purple and yellow gems, and a surprising seed. This was awesome, but also very confusing. There was nothing on the wiki about any of this being in sunken treasure, but after digging a bit deeper, I figured it out. Somehow, I had managed to find one of the rarest set pieces in the entire world, the Ocean Treasure Monument. Only 1 or 2 of these will spawn per world, and the loot inside is actually broken. After spending a couple more days figuring out exactly what I could do with my brand new toys, I went to plant my surprising seed, barely even noticing the summer had arrived. With Icebox Chester, summer was no longer a problem, so I was able to focus on the important stuff, like the newest addition to my plants. The plant I had was called a Sprout Rock, and it was exactly what I was hoping for. Now, all plants are useful, but while some grew food, this one grew gems. And speaking of gems, it was time to address the ones I'd found in that godlike chest. The yellow gems weren't useful at the moment, but the purple ones were a whole different story. Because with them, I now had everything I needed to finally change into wormwood. Though before changing, there were a few things that had to be done first, starting with actually getting back to the florid postern. Luckily, it was only a short way through the oasis desert and across a bit of water. So after grinding for a boat to bridge the gap, I walked into the desert. Unfortunately, there was a massive sandstorm within the biome, but hidden in the middle was one of the only 2 fishing spots in the entire world, and I plan to take full advantage of it along the way. Almost there. Ah, we're here. Okay. Made it. Let's go. Let's fish. I got a crumpled package. Wet, melty marbles. I'll have to take a closer look at that. I don't know what these things do. I got a fish. Yeah, I think the marbles are just a trinket, which isn't bad. I mean, it's really not. Okay, I'll get this last fish. Oh, and yep, it stole my thing. Okay, let's go. Ah, this is gonna be rough. I have to walk through all this like super slow. Go, man, go. I guess the real question is like, where do I put this so I can get to the other side? Okay, yeah, I can see it right here. I can see the edge. Okay, put it down right here. Can I not deploy this in a sandstorm? I can't deploy a boat in a sandstorm. Not being able to get to the florid postern was a bit aggravating, but once back at base, I saw something that made all of the hard work and setbacks completely worth it. Oh, I missed it, but look, the tree's grown. All the figs except for this one are in really good spots, and I could use the boat to get to that one. Perfect. Perfect. With one of the giant trees finally grown, it was only a matter of time before the last one grew too. And from there, I plan to do some big renovations around base. I didn't want to go too far away, so instead, after making a couple more fishing rods, I spent a bit more time fishing in the desert, and once I got back early the next day, the last tree was fully grown, meaning I could now get as many figs as I wanted, and my entire base was completely safe from lightning and the summer sun. All my hard work and perseverance was finally starting to pay off in a big way. It was early the next morning that I harvested my first figs, and it's safe to say that my food struggles were officially over. With bananas, fish, monster meat, figs, and ice, I could make mountains of food. But it wasn't enough. There were still dozens of resources out there, farms to be built, and animals to herd, and I wanted them all. I had plans, big plans, and at the heart of them all was wormwood. I had everything I needed to change, but I wasn't ready for one very important reason: spiders. Right now, my entire survival depended on them in several different ways. For one, they gave 3 infinite resources, but they were also my best defense against the hounds, and if I changed without preparing first, I might as well just sign my death warrant then and there. But then, I had an idea. As a matter of fact, I had 2 ideas. And these ideas would let me farm spiders in safety, defeat hounds like it was nothing, and would let me build a new farm that you guys have been requesting since the very beginning. But to make these glorious contraptions, I would need rope, and a lot of it. Up to this point, I have been getting my rope just by wandering the desert and grabbing any random tumbleweed that crossed my path. But for my future plans, this had to change, because in addition to the grass, I still needed a bunch of berries to make my all-important berry bush. So after a couple days of preparation, and with my new goal firmly in mind, I went out to get a ton of stone. For the sake of time and efficiency, I'm not gonna pick up any niter or flint. I just want stone. Almost. After a couple days of mining up meteors, I had over 3 stacks of stone, more than I had ever seen in this world. I started heading back to base when I noticed that I hadn't fully explored the mosaic biome yet. With all the bosses and farms and whatnot, good old exploration had kinda just slipped through the cracks. And since there was always the chance of finding a useful set piece, I decided to spend the last bit of daytime searching the rest of the mosaic biome for anything helpful, and let's just say I found exactly what I was looking for. Yeah, there's nothing interesting over here. I'll have to find... Hold on. The last time I dug one of these up, it had some good stuff. Please give me something good. jeez. Oh, wait, this is all the stuff that was stolen. There's another banana bush. Oh my God, yes. With a ton of stone and a brand new banana bush, I ran back to base, practically skipping. Since I now had even 6 bushes again, I moved them under my tree to keep them safe, feeling much better about that one banana bush that I had lost. The rest of the night was spent waiting next to my cave entrance, and when morning arrived, I grabbed all my stone and set out into the desert for my biggest project yet. So luckily, this area here, I can pretty much just go up in a straight line. So let's go ahead and do that. We're gonna go right here, and we're just gonna work our way over. By building walls to section out the desert, no tumbleweed could escape, letting me grab every single one that spawned. Eventually, I wanted to box in the spawn points themselves, but locating them was tricky, because to find them, you had to be in just the right place at just the right time to see a tumbleweed spawn. Luckily, this happened once before, so I was pretty sure I knew where one of them was. So the next morning, I boxed it in, and then used most of the stone I had left to fully close off one side of the desert. With my stone reserves depleted, I went back to base. My original plan was to go get even more stone, but the next day I felt a cool breeze on my face that told me fall had finally arrived. With the arrival of fall, the desert sandstorm should have went away, and a quick check proved this to be true. So I grabbed everything I thought I would need to build out the floored postern. But first I wanted to put something in my bundle wrap. I popped it open, only to see Edgar, who I had completely forgotten about, quickly eat something off the ground before I could stop him. For a moment, I was horrified, thinking he had eaten one of my hard-earned berries, but luckily he only ate a meat stew. This little instance, however, told me that it was probably time to let Edgar go free and start his life anew. He deserved better in this world, and I don't think he enjoyed being treated like a Pokemon. So I picked him up as well, and after walking through the desert to build my boat bridge, I let him go to run free and be happy. It was an emotional moment, but seeing how I had forgotten that Edgar existed at all, I was fairly sure I'd be fine. Once in the floored postern, I started building it, only to realize that the moon lens I needed to finish the build has to be prototyped at the alchemy station and not at the celestial orb like I had believed. So I ran back, made the lens, and the next morning, the portal was finally complete. With the portal finished, I only had a few more preparations before it was time to say goodbye to Weber. And the first thing on that list was some proper hound defense. I'm willing to bet there is still tumbleweed in the corner, but I want to see if my little cage here caught some. Yes! Check it out! All the tumbleweed, nice and condensed, and a berry, yes! There. If you look closely, you may realize that this design is the exact same one I used against Queen Bee, but luckily it works even better against hounds, except for the ice hounds, which I would still have to fight normally, but you know, potato potato. The next day, I went to get more stone, and once back, I built out the last wall needed to fully block in the entire desert. Now, every single tumbleweed would be trapped inside, just waiting for me to come harvest them. I don't know why I didn't think of this a long time ago, but honestly, this one change would make a massive difference, because while just building the walls, I had found several berries, and now I was only 3 away, which made me all the more excited to change characters. But before doing that, I had one last thing to build, my spider farm. Out of every farm I had built up to this point, this one was by far the hardest to figure out. What I needed was a way to defeat spiders without getting hurt, keep them from wandering around the area, break the tier 3 nest when it grew, and gather all the resources that dropped. This was a tall order, and I scratched my head on the issue for a while, but after dozens of farm redesigns and hours spent building in a test world, I finally figured out how to get everything I wanted and more. Because my final design wouldn't just be for spiders, it would also be a farm you guys have been requesting for a while. A pig farm. And the key to this build was a forgotten item that I had found a long time ago. Let's do it. While I'm over here, I am going to go ahead and place down the first couple of farm pieces. So let me look at this and think. Nice. I've pre-built a pig house, meaning I have 2 pigskin left over. I'm gonna put those in here and we'll go from there. This is actually the first time in this entire series I'm actually mining up the marble trees. The Houndius is gonna go right about here. And there we go. Once the farm was done, I was thrilled with how sleek and simple it was. See, to run the farm, all I had to do was get the spiders and pigs angry at me, and then my houndiest shooties would take care of the rest. Since the mobs were on docks blocked in by statues, they couldn't escape, and all I had to do was wait for them all to be defeated and collect the loot by rowing up to the docks. I was super happy with how it turned out, but there was one big issue. Since Wormwood couldn't be near the spiders, most of the monster meat they dropped would be eaten before I could get it, but hopefully with my other food sources, I wouldn't notice some missing monster meat. And with that, I was finally ready. Hound defense, check. Spider farm, check. Pig farm, check. There was nothing else to build. So after moving any of the spider nests I had laying around and cleaning up the stragglers, I left home as Weber for the very last time. And we are here. Now, before I change into my new character, I am gonna shave my beard to go and get whatever silk I can. There we go. Always good to have a little bit of spare silk. One Moonrock idol. All right, let's change. Everything's getting fuzzy. Ah! Just explodes. And we are turning into Wormwood. There we go. Now that I was Wormwood, I wanted nothing more than to start crafting all the resources. But unfortunately, I had 0 insight to spend. And to unlock the different crafting recipes, I would have to survive for a little while longer. I was impatient, but just because I couldn't craft any plants yet didn't mean we had nothing to do. Over the next 6 days or so, I fell into a rhythm, spending my time harvesting plants, running my farms, and cooking some food, up until I got my very first insight point. It didn't unlock anything useful, but it was still important. After that, I went into the desert, searching for more berries, but also searching for suspicious dirt piles, because there was one more farm I wanted to make before the end of the challenge, but to build it, I needed a koalefant. Unfortunately, I didn't find either. So I went back to base, spent the rest of the night and the next day doing some miscellaneous chores and such, and that night I got my second insight point, unlocking my first plant, lunar saplings. I was pretty excited, but since it was dark, I decided to save the fun stuff until morning. But unfortunately for me, the fun was just getting started. I'm ready in case Deerclop spawns, because the moment he spawns, I'm gonna warm up my thermal stone and then I am running. Hounds, 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 hounds. Okay, where are they? Good, good, okay. I need to kill these guys before I die. I'm dying. I mean, this is working, but it's not working well in winter for obvious reasons. Ouch. Good. Apart from almost freezing to death, the hound defense worked really well, stopping most of the hounds in their tracks and letting me take on the ice hounds one-on-one. So even though I was coming out of this with more damage than usual, I counted this as an absolute win. With the hounds defeated, the rest of winter was pretty quiet, so here's a quick winter montage. I'm gonna go ahead and make some saplings. I think that would be a good idea. I'll make 3 for now, and I wanna hold off on making any more. Oh wait, oh, perfect. All right, which way is it pointing? God dang it. Insight. Oh, look, Sprout Rock. Nice. I would like some more purple gems. I'm gonna need those eventually. I want these things to explode in my face. Come on. Ooh, beautiful. Look at that. I'm gonna put all my gems up right here. We have 12 red gems, a green, 2 purple, and 2 yellow. Come on, it has to be tonight or tomorrow. There's literally no other time for Deerclops to spawn. Come on. Spawn, dude. When day 245 arrived, 2 things happened. I finally unlocked all the berry bush crafting recipes, and the snow on the ground started to melt, signaling the end of winter and the beginning of spring. This normally wouldn't have been an issue, but Deerclops had yet to spawn, which was very concerning. I had tried to look up when he would appear, but I couldn't find an exact date, and some people even said that occasionally he just wouldn't spawn at all. I figured this was one of those times, so I let my guard down. I spent the rest of the day cooking up some food, but just when I thought he wouldn't appear, the damn Cyclops decided to catch me with my pants down. I'm not prepared. I'm not prepared. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh, my heart is racing. You know what? That's enough. I need to go. I need to go. I need to go. Where is it? Good. Okay. Drop this. Go through. I need to build a campfire right here. a sign right here. Put this on, put this on. Ah, there he is! Hell yeah, let's do this, come here. Come on. Yes. Oh, Lord Almighty. Deerglops fell halfway through the first day of spring, and when I got back to base, I decided it was time to drive the rest of this challenge home. I had hoped to complete this challenge by day 250, a nice round number, but before doing that, I wanted to achieve two things. I wanted to get a single berry bush, and I wanted to find a koalefant. I don't know how, but after searching every tumbleweed I could find and following every single trail during winter, I was still short one koalefant and 2 berries. So with fresh resolve and a migraine, I ran into the desert, hoping I could finish everything by day 250. This obviously didn't happen, but let's just skip through the highlights, shall we? So on day 248, after searching for a while, I found a berry, so I only need one more for a bush. Day 249, no berry, but somehow I found both a rabbit and a blue gem, both of which were much more rare, but not what I was looking for. Day 250, I found nothing. Day 251, I found nothing, and day 252, I found, believe it or not, absolutely nothing. I had searched hundreds of tumbleweeds up to now, and at one point I even jumped into a cave hoping it would reset the tumbleweeds or something. I don't know, I was desperate. It wasn't until day 253 that something actually happened. While running back into the desert for the 6th day in a row, I found another dirt pile. Hoping against hope that it would spawn a koalefant, I followed it to the end, only to run into an issue I definitely wasn't prepared for. Are you leading me in? I swear to God. I have a koalefant, but he's not exactly in a good spot. With how my luck's been going, I don't know why it surprises me that the koalefant that does finally spawn has a literal bodyguard. At this point, I was so exhausted with the desert and not finding a single berry among so many tumbleweeds that when I got back to base, I decided to take a short break to fight Queen Bee again. Yeah, you heard me right, I would rather deal with Queen Bee than this. After quickly dipping into the caves to grab a couple of moleworms, I crafted a hambat, a hammer, and a bunch of monkey tails to get the farm running. Unfortunately, I was one monkey tail short, so I borrowed it from my hound defense and then ran to beat Queen Bee again. But just like every other time I tried to fight the bee, the game just had to make things more difficult. I have all the monkey tails that I need in order to fully set up my farm. Okay, let me re-equip this really quick, and I'm gonna put the gate down right in front. Yeah, that's what I wanted. I am so ready to fight. Come on out. We're trying this again. Okay, frozen. Frozen, 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 frozen. Okay. Damn it. That does happen on occasion, but that is a little annoying. Hold on. I'm willing to bet I know exactly what the issue is. Now what I want to do is I have the gate. I want to place this one more in. Matter of fact, I'd like to place it even further if possible, but I want to make sure that I put it in correctly. All right, let's see. Okay, now it looks like they're in a slightly better spot. Let's try this again. Okay. Let's try it. Okay. No. No. Damn it. You are actually kidding me with this. Like, seriously? No, I want all these frogs frozen. Why is it that every single time I fight Queen Bee, it all just falls apart? Thank you. Oh, she finally died. Ow, I got hit. Let's go. Yeah, you all want me. Come on. Come on. Taking my revenge. Okay, is that all of them? Please, dear God, tell me that is all of them. After Queen Bee was dead, I spent a while taking out all the frogs, leaving me with over 2 stacks of frog legs, more than I knew what to do with. Once I grabbed up the rest of my loot, I went back to base for the night, and when morning came, I decided that I would try to extract the koala fin from Dragonfly's clutches. I neared the desert, decided to open a few tumbleweeds along the way, almost as an afterthought, and then out of nowhere, all my wishes came true. The gunpowder blueprint, that doesn't do me any good. Oh, finally! Ah! Without any hesitation, I ran straight back to base, replaced the berries I had in my bundle wrap with a stack of frog legs, and then after over 150 days, I finally had a single juicy berry bush. I honestly think that in the 8 years since this game came out, there has never been someone as excited about a single bush as I was at that exact moment. After planting it, I spent the rest of the night farming, and the next day I built out what would eventually be my koala fin friend's new home. With the berry bush finally acquired, I was floating, and the idea of getting my koala fin from Dragonfly was starting to sound less like a challenge and more like a minor annoyance. So once half the pin was built, I ran back to save my princess from the fire-breathing dragon. Oh yeah. Where is the koala fin? Is it still in the middle? It is, it's right. Ooh, that's annoying. That's really annoying. Here we go. Run, 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 run. You need to run. You need to go. You need to run as fast as you can. Go, 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 go. Run or you're gonna die. Run or you're gonna die. I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you if you don't run. No, don't run that way. You know what? Fine. Dragonfly, come here. Sleep. You are going this way. Yes, run. Run for your life. Be afraid. Be very afraid. I need to break open a spot for him to escape. There we go. Yes. No, 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 no. Yes, that's what I want. Run like your life depends on it, because it does. Because if you don't obey me, I'm gonna kill you. Okay. The goal is to get him into this corner right here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and do this. I'm gonna build out a little bit of fencing right here. Okay. Now, go exactly where I want you to, please. Yes, yes, yes! Ah, finally! Oh my God, I finally caught a koala fin. With the koala fin pinned in, I was finally done with the last farm I wanted to make, a manure farm. Koala fins will randomly drop manure regardless of season, and since they never despawned, they were a simple, easy option for infinite manure. With everything I wanted to do finished and built, it was now day 261, but I didn't want to end the challenge on a random day like 261, so I decided instead to play on until day 265, which felt a bit better. For the last 4 days of the challenge, I cleaned up my base, harvested my plants, repaired my clothes, and took my mountain of trinkets up to Pig King just to see how much gold I could get at once, which was almost enough to fill up my entire inventory. My stress was completely gone, and for the first time in a while, I was genuinely happy. But the game didn't like that at all. Soon after I got back, I heard hounds barking. I was in my base, however, so all I had to do was turn on my hound events. So I should be okay. No. No, why is it hydrated? Oh wait, no, I removed a plant. Do you remember when I borrowed a monkey tail for the queen bee farm? Yeah, without the right number of plants, it wasn't working properly, and I had no time to fix it. So when the dogs started spawning, I had no choice but to run and pray. I want to hit you. Okay, I need goose. My hound defense is broken and I forgot to fix it. I take full blame for this. Yes, kill them please, I don't want to deal with them. I have no weapon on me either, which is not a good place to be. Okay, no, I'm grabbing my hand bat. I'm grabbing the remains of my hand bat. It should still be in workable condition, and it's gonna do more damage than my damn lazy explorer is. Ah, it's spoiled, what? Fuck it, I'm tanking this. I'm done dealing with these damn, oh shit! That one hound was attacking my, my koala fin. I need heals. Okay, I grabbed my heals. E1, please. No, 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 no. You know what? Fuck you, guys. Fuck you. Ah. God, that sucked. With the last hound defeated, I quickly replaced the missing monkey tail before I forgot again, made sure that I had a spear at the ready, and then spent the rest of the night decompressing in the kitchen. That was actually terrifying, and I don't know how I got out of that in one piece. But since the last episode ended with a hound attack, it seemed right that this one would as well. Day 265 was spent fixing up the koalefant pen to keep hounds out, and then I spent the rest of the night cooking to my heart's content. Over the last 265 days, my one and only goal was to survive. Every resource I gathered, structure I built, and place I explored was done just to make it to the next day. But after struggling for so long, I was tired of just surviving. Now, it was time to live. From this world of dust and tumbleweeds, I'll uncover strange hidden resources, conquer powerful bosses, and push the limits of what's possible, all to face the final nightmare, the ancient fuel weaver, bringing an end to this journey one way or another. Let's get into it. When we first loaded back into this empty world of mine, I was hit with a feeling of excitement matched only by my anxiety. Every other adventure I had been on was simple, fun, and low risk, but this time, my goal was different, because this time, there was something waiting for me at the end. A monster, shadow and bone, the ancient fuel weaver. I had never fought him before and had no idea how difficult it would be or if it was even possible in a world like this, but I was determined to find out. For my first few days back, I focused on organizing my base and getting a bit more food. While I worked, one thought kept running through my mind: how was I going to defeat one of the strongest bosses in the game from nothing but a few tumbleweeds? After some thought, I came up with a plan that, while simple, was going to be far from easy and would stretch my abilities to their limits. Step 1 was to find the items to summon Fuel Weaver, Step 2 involved locating his lair, and Step 3 was to craft the gear I need to survive the fight. 3 steps. Simple on paper, but these 3 steps would control my life for the next 300 days. To say I was scared would be an understatement, but I knew one thing. If I wanted to truly beat this challenge, I had to face the monster. No turning back, I was all in. While working through my chores, I ran into a new problem. Since light bulbs don't spawn in this world, I had to rely on fireflies to refill my mining helmet. Unfortunately, fireflies don't respawn, and because finding the items to summon Fuel Weaver meant spending a lot of time in the caves, I decided to hike towards an unexplored part of the map, hoping to find a few fireflies I might have missed. But what I didn't realize at the time was I was heading straight toward one of my biggest discoveries yet. Also, I kind of wonder if Edgar is still over here. Unfortunately, he's not going to recognize me. I have put on some makeup. So let me look at the map. Okay, it's pretty much here onwards is what we are checking. All right. We are waiting for fireflies. That's the big thing right now. We need fireflies. Ooh. There's a cave entrance. I haven't found this yet. Yeah, okay. We'll come back to this. So I'm going to head back over to this cave entrance. Let's see what is in this sinkhole that I haven't checked yet. Hold on. Ooh, there's a mole. Give him to me, give him to me, give him to me. Yeah, got a mole. Okay, where am I? Ooh, I'm actually pretty far away. Let's go and look around. This looks like what used to be, yeah. Perfect, okay. I want to briefly explore the area and just see what else is around. Okay, so it looks like a little mud biome of some sort. And then there's like this area. What is this? There has to be something useful around here. There's so much interesting like turf. I mean, there is a giant tentacle. So I did find like a giant tentacle over here. I'm basically just walking into, ooh, ooh, wait. Oh, yeah, look at that. I had stumbled upon one of the rarest set pieces in the game and the only one that would give me light bulbs. But unfortunately, my little Garden of Eden had a couple of unwanted guests. Okay, there is a bishop, so we need to be very careful. I have my bramble husk, I have a spear. Okay, this might be really dumb, but I really want to see if I can take on this this bishop, because if I can, and I think I only hear one, if I can, then that would make this entire area free to loot. Okay, go. Ow, I can't see. Okay, there he is, okay. Damn, there's 2 of them. Oh no, okay. One of them's down. Okay, take him out, take him out, take him out. Come on. Come on. Come on. Okay, he's dead. We're good. We are good. Woo-hoo-hoo! After scrambling to grab every light bulb I could find, I did a bit more exploring before heading back to base. That set piece was incredible, but it would be a long time before I realized just how important it really was. Until then, I used my light bulbs to craft my first lantern, and while cooking up some food, I decided it was time to start gathering the summoning stuff for Fuel Weaver. 8 fossil fragments, a shadow atrium, and the ancient key. The fragments would be easiest since they came from mining stalagmites, but before jumping back into the caves, there was one thing I had to do concerning the shadow atrium. This item only dropped from the terrifying Shadow Pieces boss, but to summon them, you had to prepare 3 marble statues and break them during a new moon. With the new moon only 2 weeks away and not wanting to miss my chance, I spent the next few days sailing around the map to find the 3 missing suspicious marble pieces and then used them to repair the statues near my base. Once that was done, I had about a week left before fall. Not wanting to freeze in the caves, I plunged back into the dark to search for fossil fragments, but fossils wouldn't be the only thing I'd find down there. All right, we are back. So, where do we want to go this time? I explored quite a ways this way, but I didn't go any further to the left. They are regrown, beautiful. There we go. All right, let's keep it going. Okay, ooh, where is this? I mean, this looks like it was once filled with mushrooms, if I had to guess. I'm hoping this leads me somewhere interesting. There's some like bone shards and interesting stuff. Oh, wait. Woo! Okay, I think I have found the Lunar Grotto. Yes, I have found the Lunar Grotto. Beautiful, look at this. There's a ton of moon glass, which I can't really use for much, but you never know, I could possibly use it. All right, but let me go and explore the full edge of this biome. I wanna know exactly what I have and what I'm working with. Oh, hey! I think this is the, what is this, like the entrance to, like, such and such. I can't remember. I mean, if I brought, like, a pickaxe over here, the amount of stone I could get, ooh, that would be wild. Okay. This is the ornate pedestal, and I think that I need to get an iridescent gem, because I'll be completely honest. This area here, 0 experience. I have no idea what to expect. Ancient Luna Rune Stone. Interesting. Tidy hidey hole? I am so confused by all this. What is a tidy hidey hole? What are all these things? So overall, I have no idea what any of this is, and I have found 2 dust, and I don't know what I can do with these things. But funny enough, even though this area looks like really cool and has a bunch of awesome stuff in there that would probably be like really late game and incredible stuff, the most useful thing is these boulders, because I can get a ton of stone from it. So let's go ahead and make my way back through this biome. Let me equip my Lazy Explorer. Coming out with 2 collected dust, which I don't know what it does, but it does something. Okay, I haven't been over here. There is an earthquake. Ooh. Ooh. I found the floored postern down here. Oh, hell yeah. Hold on. Let me go up here. I really want to see where this one leads, because this one is right next to the lunar biome. This is, okay, that's hilarious. The moment that I saw a tumbleweed float past me, I knew it was really close to my base, and turns out, right here is where the cavern floored postern is, and on top of that, it's right next to the lunar biome. Hell yeah. Easy access to the lunar biome, baby, let's go. Oh, wait, stalagmites. What I'm looking for is, 1, I'd like to get a little more gold. Yeah, so I want to get 2 more pieces of gold, so I have the stuff to make more. Oh wait, look at that. Fossil fragment. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm looking for right now, is gold and fossil fragments. I literally need nothing else. And there we go. We are calling that good. Look at that. 6 fossil fragments, and I know for a fact that I have at least 2 or 3 back at base. And let's go. I still have 6 fireflies, a full miner's hat, an almost full miner's hat, a lantern, and a pumpkin lantern. And what is this? I mean, I'm willing to bet that this biome probably used to spawn something and now doesn't, but I don't know. Okay, there's nothing over here. So let me go across this bridge then. Ah, dang, the meatballs are stale now. What the fuck was that? I don't like these sounds. Wait. I think I found the maze, but I don't know what spawns in the maze. Can I assume that this is just, You can't look at that and tell me that shit ain't a trap. Also, it is day 297. Let me look at the map really quick. I'm gonna have to head back. I'm also just fucking terrified of this area. We will come back to this. Exploring the caves had paid off in a big way. Not only did I now have all the fossil fragments I needed, I also found the entrance to the ruins, though I didn't realize it at the time. Both the howl and the creepy statue were enough to scare me off, but I would be back, because what I didn't know is that I had just found the home of the monster known as the Ancient Guardian, and to progress towards my goal, I would need his key. Regardless, I now had one of the 3 pieces I needed, and it was time to go after the second. Night 301 was the new moon, and if I missed it, I would have to wait 20 more days before trying again. So for the next few days, I did everything I could think of to prepare, and when the day finally arrived, I stood ready. My inventory was packed with everything I thought I'd need for the battle, but I wasn't sure it would be enough. They were strong, and for each one I defeated, the others would grow even more powerful. There were no touchstones nearby, no second chances, but it was now or never. So when the statues began to shake, I broke them open and set the shadows loose. Go! Swap out the bat, and we are ready. Okay, we need to focus on the knight. Come here. Run away. Ah, don't want to get hit by the rook. I definitely do not want to get hit by the rook. Come here, you fucker. Ah! Woo! I saw the rook coming a mile away and I freaked out. It's fine if he wants to hit me a couple times. I just need to kill him as quickly as possible. Come on. Okay, the knight is now dead. Everything is still looking good. Let me go ahead. Ah, ha, 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 ha. That's fine, that's fine. I'm focusing on the rook. Because I don't have enough speed to dodge the rooks, like, shit. Oh, man, that could have been so bad. I need to bait out the teleport attack first, and then the bat attack, so come on. Okay, teleport attack, good. Run back around. Ow, good. Okay, now bait out the teleport attack a second time. And go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Run away. Run! Woo! I think I'm doing some good damage. I'm glad I made the ham bat. Oh, that could have been really bad. All right, I'm gonna take this moment to eat a jelly beans, drop this, pick this up, run away. Oh, that was slick. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, he's dead. Yes, okay. We got him. Okay, we are down to the tier 3s. Ow, ow, ouch. Woo. Okay, go. Come on, give me your attack. 1. Oh, shit. Yeah, we're putting on my Thulsite crown now. Heal while I can. Okay, go over here. I can get a few hits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Run away. I have to have this. Come on. I definitely have to have this. Come on, where are you? There you are. Run. Ow, ouch. Woo. Heal. Okay, I got 2 more heals. I have no more heals, unfortunately. Come on. Yes! Yes! Oh, that was so stressful. With the final shadow defeated, I now had the second piece of the puzzle, leaving only the ancient key. The rush of victory was incredible, but by defeating the shadow pieces, I had unlocked something else. See, the way you summon Fuel Weaver is by building a skeleton with the 8 fossils and bringing it to life with the Shadow Atrium. Normally, you're supposed to do this in the caves next to the ancient gateway where Fuel Weaver spawns. But by building the skeleton on the surface and waiting until night, you can do something wild. All right, let's go ahead and put this on. And let's see. There he is. Is he gonna kill me? Nope, look at that. Look at all this free stuff. Okay, I'm aiming for the glow berries and the light bulbs. I'm gonna have to try to go for the fresh ones right next to him. Glow berry. Hell, I'm insane. Oh no, I'm insane. I should have grabbed my queen bee. Hold on. Oh, help. Okay, hold on. Damn. Whatever, we'll just deal with this. Come on. Okay, good. I'm very insane, and I need to hold off on becoming more insane, so I'll just wait for him to fall apart. I'll grab all the stuff, and then we'll do this again. It is now daytime. He is going to fall apart and drop all his goodies. All right. Note to self. I need to wear a beacon crown when I am near him. With just a few fossils and the shadow atrium, I could now get unlimited foliage, food, and most importantly, light bulbs. Since I had no clue where the ancient gateway was to summon Fuel Weaver, I knew I'd be exploring the caves a lot, and having easy access to so many light bulbs was definitely going to help. After summoning Skelly a few more times and wearing my Queen Bee crown to stay sane, I turned the lesser glow berries into jam, which would be my main food for a while. After that terrifying battle with the shadow pieces, I took a couple of days to regroup and tackle some chores. The fight was intense, and not having any respawns if I died made it 10 times worse. Unfortunately, I didn't have a way to fix this, but while collecting wood down in the caves, I spotted a rabbit that had dropped from an earthquake and realized that there might be a solution after all. Oh, there is another rabbit down here. Okay, so I think I know where 4 rabbits are. So yeah, I think that's the plan. I know where I can find 4 different rabbits. I'm gonna catch them, and I'm going to make the prestidigitator. And now, let's go. We need grass. We need grass for a trap, and I'm gonna catch some rabbits and make a prestidigitator. Look at all the tumbleweed. Let's go, come on. Okay, we have 10. That is enough for me. I'm gonna go ahead and make a rabbit trap. And if I'm lucky, then by this time tonight, by this time tomorrow, I will have the prestidigitator. Okay, let's go. Now, where's that first rabbit? Right here. Got him. Now, there's a second one over in this direction. There it is. Okay, the last rabbit. Boom, look at that. And now we have a prestidigitator. Let's go. But now I can make a shadow manipulator, and then I can just break this down once I'm done. And we are gonna go ahead and put down the shadow manipulator. It was a long time coming. Using the shadow manipulator, I crafted one of the most important items in the entire game, the life-giving amulet. Only requiring gold, nightmare fuel, and a red gem, this item can heal you when you're wearing it, but most importantly, it lets you respawn when you die. So for obvious reasons, it won't be leaving my inventory for the rest of the challenge. Along with the life-giving amulet, I also crafted a nightmare amulet for later. When worn, it makes you go insane, and I'd heard it could be useful during the Fuel Weaver fight. I didn't know exactly how at the time, but I'd find out just how critical this item would be when the final battle began. Spring had arrived, and it felt like the perfect time to go after the final piece, the Ancient Key. To get it, I'd have to defeat the Ancient Guardian, but unfortunately, I'd used up most of my healing supplies during the Shadow Pieces fight. So before facing the big rhino, I needed to get more. One of the best healing foods is surf and turf, a food made of meat and fish that gives a whopping 60 health. So I sailed out to my fishing spot, grabbed a few stacks of ice while I was there, and got to work. After a while, I'd caught 10 fish. Not bad, but nowhere near enough. And the more I fished at the ice lake, the fewer fish showed up. Since surf and turf was such a strong healing item, I wanted a full stack for the Fuel Weaver fight. So the question now was, how do I get a ton of fish? In this world, there were only 2 fishing spots, the ice lake and the desert oasis, but neither was good enough. I spent some time scouring the wiki, searching for anything that might help, and found the answer in an unexpected place. Not a hidden set piece or a mist lake, but a character I'd never played as before. I had everything I needed to change again, and since I no longer needed anything from Wormwood, I made the trek to the Celestial Portal, vanished into the light, and reappeared as Wickerbottom, who I would soon find out is one of the most broken characters in the game. For those who don't know, Wickerbottom is a librarian who can craft books with special effects, like summoning birds or calling down lightning. I picked her because one of her books can spawn fish, which I plan to use for making more surf and turf. But the more I read about her abilities, the more excited I got. The gears started turning, plans started forming, and my original idea of just using her to get fish quickly went straight out the window. After crafting her bookcase, I made my first book, Practical Rain Rituals. It lets you turn rain on and off, which on its own is neat, but I had a bigger plan. I wanted to use it to get one of the best weapons for the Fuel Weaver fight, but before I could act on that idea, I got sidetracked by some very strange weather. Okay. Ah! Frog rain. It is a frog rain. I was hoping to go do something different. Okay, let's go. Children, where is your mother? Attack. There we go. Summoning the mother. Okay, there she is. Come on. Attack. There we go. Look, boom. There we go. We're gonna have, oh man, this is my favorite thing to do. The best time of year is when the frogs go to kill the goose. So much food. Oh, and yeah, so Goose is dead again. Hold on, kill the children. Yep, kill the children. Oh, yes, look at it. It is glorious, the amount of frog legs there are. And big meat and turkey legs, so many good things. With the frog rain over and my fridge packed with food, it was time to put my plan into action. I ran into the desert, summoned the rain, and started searching for footprints. It might sound random, but trust me, it would all make sense soon. I searched for several days, only stopping to grab more light bulbs from Skelly. Then, on the third day, I saw it, a suspicious dirt pile. Normally, these lead to koalefants or vargs, but if you find one in the Oasis Desert during a spring rain and your pet koalefant mysteriously disappears, you'll instead find a Volt Goat. Its horn is used to craft the Weather Pane, one of the best weapons to use against Fuel Weaver, but for now, I left it alone. Over time, it would grow into a whole herd, and in the meantime, I had even more devious ideas to work on. The plan was still to fight Ancient Guardian, that hadn't changed, but after seeing the overwhelming number of things that Wickerbottom could do with her books, I got a little distracted. Just before finding the Volt Goats, I'd crafted another book, the Lux Eterna. It's a pretty simple book that creates a beam of light where you stand. Great for surviving the night, but in the caves, it has another effect. In addition to creating light, it triggers an earthquake. Now, if you remember, I discovered some new biomes down there a while ago, including the Lunar Grotto. And if you just so happen to be inside the Lunar Grotto during an earthquake, a bunch of unique resources fall from the ceiling, the most important of which was stone fruit. Stone fruit was a decent food for several reasons, but I wasn't after the fruit itself. I wanted the 1% chance to get a sprouting stone fruit, which would let me grow my own stone fruit bush back at base. Now, did I need the food? Not really. I had plenty with all my farms, but I wasn't doing this because I was hungry. I was doing it because it was possible. This unforgiving world gave me nothing but tumbleweeds, so I would squeeze it for every last resource it had. Unfortunately, after breaking open the fruit I had, I didn't find a sprouting stone fruit, so I went back to base, planning to return later and try again. Over the next couple of weeks, I gathered materials to craft several more books, and to keep it brief, here's what I made. The Angler Survival Guide, which spawns fish, 2 Lunar Grimoires to create a full moon, and Horticulture Abridged, which speeds up plant growth. I planned to use these to my advantage, but I had let myself get too carried away from the main goal. I still needed the Ancient Key to summon Fuel Weaver, plus a lot more gear to survive the fight, so it was time to refocus. I picked Wickerbottom mainly for her fish spawning book to make surf and turf, but her biggest drawback is that each book use costs 33 sanity, and since I needed a ton of fish, I'd go insane fast without a plan. Luckily, there was a simple solution. I packed up my boat and sailed back to where it all began, the Lunar Island. Early on, it was the most useful spot because it was the best place I could find wood, and now it would come in handy once more. On the island, sanity works in reverse. Being insane actually means you're sane. So by building my fish farm here, I could read my books as much as I wanted with no penalty. So after mapping out the edge of the island to find the perfect place to build my farm, I sailed back to base to gather everything I needed. Along the way, I also picked up 5 sunken chests, and once I got back, I cracked them open and grabbed a bunch of useful resources, the most important of which was a walking cane and 2 surprising seeds, which turned out to be sprout rocks. Back on land, I started planning out my fish farm. It should have been simple, summon fish, catch fish. But the more I thought about it, the more complicated it became. Summoning the fish was easy. Catching enough to make it worthwhile, not so much. Most similar farms use tools like the Strident Trident or a cannon to pull fish out of the water, but in this world, those were either incredibly hard or downright impossible to get. So just like with my spider and pig farms, I'd have to get creative. While working on a solution, I kept busy by defeating Queen Bee again for her drops and paying a visit to my Volt Goat. By now, it had grown into a full herd, and after thinning out their numbers, leaving 1 to repopulate, I used the horns to craft 2 weather panes for the final fight. Along with horns, the goats also dropped meat, which would be perfect for making surf and turf once the fish farm was up and running. And speaking of the fish farm, after a lot of thought, I finally had an idea that just might work, but there was a small catch. To pull it off, I needed to craft a few more dock kits, and each one required bee stingers, which I was completely out of. and the only way I had to get more was the 1% chance they'd drop from a tumbleweed. If only I had a bee box to give me endless bees for stingers. If only I'd thought about this beforehand and stopped by Pearls while sailing to the lunar island, caught a few bees from her hive, and combined them with Queen Bee's honeycomb to craft one. If only. With my new bee box, I was able to get all the stingers I needed. Unfortunately, without flowers, the bees wouldn't produce honey, but believe it or not, I'd actually found a way to fix that too. For now though, I used the stingers to craft a few more dock kits, and finally, it was time to set up the fish farm. So after building myself a shiny new boat, I set sail once more. All right, let's go. This is really nice. I am super proud of this boat. Look at this. It's an archaic boat kit, so we have a little storage in the middle. I have 2 tin fishing bins for all the fish we're gonna catch, hopefully, possibly, probably. I have a winged sail kit, a bunch of seashell bumpers, a pension winch, and a fire pit for when I get cold. All right, go around here. Matter of fact, we actually need to bear a little bit further this way. And we are here. Let's go ahead and grab all the stuff we need. Okay, let's go and see about getting this farm at least started. I'm actually kind of excited. It's been a while since I've been here with a purpose. Okay. There we go, just a little bit of extra light. But yeah, I think this is gonna be as perfect as I can ask. Unless, let me check out this gap right here. That might actually work better. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this could work. You know what, let's try it. We're gonna try it here. So we'll do 1 ocean trawler kit here. I'll do another one right about here. I want them to both be in a pretty small area. Let's say about there. So now, let's see what happens if I read the Angler Survival Guide. Come on, work with me. Oh, look at him. Look, 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 look. It worked. Lower, lower. Okay, raise. We caught our first fish. Look at that. And yeah, we can just keep doing this and just getting a bunch of fish. I'm so excited for this. Let's go and get a bunch of fish. All right, so in here, oh, there is 1 fish. Okay, so lower, lower, raise. Oh, we got a new fish, cool. Raise. Oh my God. Look at the number of fish we're getting. This is wild. And the awesome part is I just need to walk over here. And I need to jump off before I get attacked by shadow creatures. There we go. Oh, this works so well. Okay, let me go ahead and lower really quick and lower. Okay, we have managed to fill up both tin fishing bins with a ton of fish. This fish farm is so simple, but it's so overpowered. Like, all you need is a 3x3 area of water and a couple of ocean trawlers. And that's it. That's literally all you need, and then you're good. All right. And look at this, look. Look at this. Full thing of fish. Full thing of fish. Also got some bloomfin tuna. No idea what that does, but you know what? I don't care. I am happy that I have a bunch of fish now. Back on shore, I grabbed all my fish and cooked through the night, and by morning, I had 20 surf and turf, more than enough for what I had planned. It had been a long, winding road to get here, but now it was finally time to secure the last piece of the puzzle, the ancient key. All I had to do now was find the ancient guardian. So I packed my bag with everything I'd need to explore the caves and jumped in, not expecting my simple search to go so south so quickly. The goal is simple. I want to find one of those stations that allows you to craft different staffs. I also want to locate Dungeon Guardian. I don't know if I want to fight him yet, but I know I want to locate him regardless. Ooh, okay. We have made it to, I'm willing to bet this is the ruins. I have no experience with this place, so I'm hoping that I brought enough stuff to keep myself alive, but we will find out. Okay, this thing right here legit looks like a trap. Like, you can't look at this. Like, if you were brand new to the game and you saw this, there's no way you would approach that. But I'm still gonna do it anyway, so. I mean, I'm assuming I can break that in the future, but right now we don't have any tools on us. We're just, this is a scouting mission. That's all this is a scouting mission. Ooh, look at that. Okay, hold on, I hear clockworks. Oh, okay, there is an ancient pseudoscience station right there. But there's also, where is it? There's a bishop And there's a knight. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a jelly bean first. I'm gonna have the land. Shh. Fuck me, man. That scared the hell out of me. What was that? Okay, regardless, we're gonna do this. Ah, hell, I guess we're gonna do it. Okay, let's go. Come on, go, 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 go. Okay, drop, equip. Okay, move, 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 move. I don't think I can kite the bishop. I think it's more of like a, I have to like tank it. Oh no, that's a rook. That is a rook. Nope, no, 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 no. Okay, come on, come on, come on, come on, come here. No! Another jelly bean. Okay, wait, the, Ah! Wait, hold on, I need to heal. You are actually kidding me, hold on. There, okay, we're good. Ah! Why is this rook so terrifying? Come here, come here, come here, come here. Okay, I need this knight to die, thank you. There's the rook. Nope, I'm running. Nope, nope, the rook is too scary. I'm good. So we have found a pseudoscience station. What can I make here? The star collar staff, the deconstruction staff. Okay, so these two are gonna be very useful. I also think I can repair this, right? How many does it take to repair? You know, okay, I don't have time for this. I need to find the labyrinth. Okay, just run, ignore them all, run. Okay, there's something over there. So this led off in this direction. Am I in the right place? Hell, I guess I'll just run in and see what happens. I don't know, there's something about this place that I'm hoping this area contains the labyrinth. This just looks like a normal path. Oh, wait. Okay, I think I might be on the right track. Let me go up this direction. Jeez, this biome is huge. Oh, interesting. I found a chest with a spear. Oh no, and spiders. This was not a good idea, no. Okay, wait, 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 okay, okay. I found the labyrinth. Okay, so I found the labyrinth, and I also found a spear and a chest. That's cool. Is there a path forward over here? I don't think I saw. Oh yes, okay, there is. Ignore the bishop. Nope, no, 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 ignore the bishop. Okay, I need to run past this guy. How you doing, buddy? Nope, 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 no, 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 no. Nope, nope, yeah, you do your thing, man. There's a bishop. Ah, hell. Nope, keep running, run past him. Okay, this is a new direction, right? Yes, okay. I think I might have found my way through. Ooh, okay. I have found him. I have found Ancient Guardian. Nope. I don't want to fight him yet. No, 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 no. Nope. Goodbye. With the Ancient Guardian located, I returned to base to prep for the fight. I'd tried this battle before in a different world, so I was sure I could handle it no problem. A few spears, some armor, and a couple light bulbs later, and I was ready. I jumped into the caves and ran towards what I thought would be a quick and easy fight. I couldn't have been more wrong. Because I'm reasonably sure I have all the weapons I need. I have the armor that I need, hopefully, as well as some speed. Once we get in there and the lights activate, put on the Bee Queen crown, go to town. Pretty much the way this is gonna work. Okay. We are here at the beginning of the fight. I am so terrified. I'm probably gonna eat a jelly bean ahead of time just in case if I get hurt, I get some passive healing. We're gonna run in, we're gonna get the lights going, and then I'm going to put on my Bee Queen crown and we are going to start the fight. So, 1, 2, 3, let's go. How's it going, big man? Come on. Bam. Why is it so dark? Shouldn't there be lights coming on? I was semi under the impression that there would be lights that I could use in this world. Okay, well. Ah! Oh, he hit me. Ah, I'm hurt. I am very much hurt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Run, 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 run. There we go. All right, come here, buddy. Come here, big man. Perfect. Okay, now. Yeah. Hold on. I'm about to get hit. I can already tell. No. Oh my God. Hold on. Heal. Here. He's too far away, I think. Nope. That was good. Okay. I'm gonna chill behind this for now. No! Oh my God. Ow, 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 ow. Okay. Very worrying. Hold on. I need to do this. Okay. I need to put on my Bee Queen crown, unfortunately. No! No way. Nope. No. Oh my god. So, okay, I'm leaving. And the reason I'm leaving is because I have come to realize I need light. I most desperately need light for this fight, okay? All resources were turned off, including light bulbs. I knew this, and yet I hadn't made the connection that the Ancient Guardians arena was lit up with light bulbs. So what should have been a straightforward fight turned into a terrifying game of hide and seek if the seeker was a 2-ton monster determined to flatten me like a pancake. It was a frustrating setback, but luckily an easy one to fix. So after grabbing a few supplies from home, I headed back into the caves, and on the way to the big rhino, I stopped by the pseudoscience station to craft the one thing I was missing, a star caller's staff. With my lighting problem solved, I charged into round 2, confident I finally had everything I needed to win. And while the battle was much simpler this time, it quickly became obvious that the Ancient Guardian was, how do I put this? Confused. I'm so apprehensive, we just have to go. All right, go, 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 go. Okay, we're in. Cast the spell. I also want to do one there. Okay, everything is lit up. I can actually fight now, Jesus Christ. Come here. Where are you going? Come here. Oh, he hit me. I didn't think I was close enough for him to hit me, but apparently I was. Where are you going? Come here, big man. Okay, wait, where is he going? He's like leaving. My man, you're the boss. Was I too far away, maybe? I mean, I'm assuming that's the case, because if not, he got very confused for a moment. Come on. Nope, I saw it appear. I don't want to fight these things. I'd rather just leave them be. Okay, where the hell is he going? He's trying to go on vacation. Why does he keep leaving? Whoa, oh, he juked me there. He tried to trick me. Ah! Come on. Okay, that was a good hit. That was a solid hit. He keeps like forgetting I exist. I don't understand it. I really don't. Okay, well, if you're willing to run into this, I would... What is he doing? I'm scared to approach him because I don't know what he's doing. Okay, maybe that got him out of it. Maybe that got him out of it. I don't know. I really don't. Come on. You know me. You see me. Dude. Well, I mean, come on. There we go. Okay. Stop running. My man. God damn it. Nah. Oh, okay, that's fine. That's fine. That was a big one. Come on. Oh, yes. Okay. I won. But that was the most scuffed fight I've ever seen in my life. With the confused Ancient Guardian finally defeated, I was able to claim my prize, the Ancient Key. Now, with all 3 pieces needed to summon Fuel Weaver in my hands, all that remained was preparing for the final battle, but this was easier said than done. I still needed better armor, better weapons, and more food, not to mention that I still had no idea where the Ancient Gateway was to even summon him. But with the Guardian out of the way, the path to the end was finally clear. So after scooping up all the juicy loot he dropped, I headed back to base to rest, regroup, and figure out exactly how I was going to take down one of the hardest bosses in Don't Starve Together. Once back at base, I took the day slow, just doing some chores and gathering the fruit around camp. Ever since I'd loaded back into this world, it had been non-stop, 0 to 100, constantly working towards gathering what I needed to eventually defeat Fuel Weaver. But when I finally paused to breathe, I was blown away by how far we'd come. From nothing but a few tumbleweeds, we'd managed to grow giant trees, harvest bananas, catch fish, collect reeds, even produce light bulbs. These were all things that weren't supposed to exist in this world, and yet here they were. It was wild, and we weren't done just yet. Fuel Weaver was still the goal, but this world had even more to offer, and I planned to collect every last resource I could. So when morning came, I crafted a second horticulture bridge book and used both my books to grow my berry bushes over and over again, harvesting a mountain of berries and other fruit in the process. I stored the berries in the bundle wrap for later, and then went back into the caves once more to try and get a sprouting stone fruit. For the past 100 days, I have been coming down here over and over, breaking open my hard-earned fruit, only to be met with disappointment every single time. Again and again I tried, but time was running out. To finish this challenge and defeat Fuel Weaver, I'd soon need to leave Wickerbottom behind. and if I didn't get a sprout before then, I never would. So I gathered yet another batch of stone fruit and brought it to the surface, hoping to finally hit that rare 1% drop, and after all this time, it finally happened. Now, come on, give me a sprouted stone fruit. Yes! There it is, look! A sprouting stone fruit. I have cracked open so many of these. That was the whole purpose of this entire ordeal, was I wanted one sprouting stone fruit. Look at it. I'm gonna go plant this stone fruit. I'm not sure why, but out of all the farms and plants I'd gathered, this single bush gave me more pride than any other. Maybe it was how hard it was to get, or just how strange it felt to grow stone fruit in a world like this. Either way, having that bush felt like a real achievement. And while I didn't even need the extra food, just knowing that it was even possible made all the work completely worth it. Next, I went on one last fishing trip, but first I built a second boat just to hold a massive stash of fish. So when the final fight came, I'd have all the surf and turf I would need. It took a while to get both boats to my fishing farm since my main boat was a bit too fast, but eventually I made it. And for the next few days, I shuttled back and forth from my farm to my boat, catching tons of fish, and by the end, all 6 bins on my boats were completely full. Once back, I gathered meat from my volt goats and pigs, and then turned all the meat and fish into a ton of surf and turf for the final battle. Things were going great, but at this point, I had reached the limit of what Wickerbottom could do. She was amazing for farming and resources, but for the finale, I needed someone with a very different skill set. So I trekked to the Celestial Portal, and after briefly switching back into Wormwood to craft my stored berries into more bushes, I then transformed into Wendy. But believe it or not, she wasn't my final character either. As a matter of fact, I was Wendy for one single reason. Over the last 100 days, I had been searching tons of tumbleweeds for one thing: butterfly wings. With the latest update, Wendy gained a skill tree, and her most basic skill let her bring butterflies back from the dead. After helping some lost ghost children find their toys, I resurrected the wings I'd collected and planted them around the beehive I'd set up ages ago, causing flowers to bloom and honey to flow. And now that Wendy had served her short but useful purpose, it was time for the final switch. Over the last 486 days, I'd played as so many different characters, each with their own strengths, but they all had one thing in common. None of them were fighters. What I really needed was someone who could dish out the damage, someone who could compensate for my admittedly bad fighting ability. After browsing the characters, weighing their strengths and weaknesses, I finally found the perfect match. I offered the idol, vanished into the light, and then transformed into the mighty Winona. For those that are confused, I'll explain. Winona is an engineer, and the machine she is best known for are her catapults. You can probably guess where this is going. My plan for Fuelweaver was simple: surround him with a ridiculous number of catapults and pray that I survive the chaos. Now that I was the powerful Winona, it was time to finish the final 2 steps: find Fuelweaver and prepare for war. While tackling a few chores around base, I started planning exactly how I would do it. It was while going to harvest my first bit of honey that I came across a pest inside my garden. Okay, this bastard is eating my honey. I don't appreciate that. So, new goal, we are gonna be killing Bearger, because he is eating my honey, and we don't want that. And we have another spear. Where is he? There he is, come here. I'm near your food. Be angry. Whoa, ah, whoa. Okay, I did not mean to take that hit. Hold on, let me eat some jelly beans really quick and heal. Oh, there we go. The big guy is down. Ooh, and he dropped a lot of big meat. Ooh. Now that the rascal was no longer eating my produce, I could finally harvest my honey for the very first time. And while doing that, I finalized my plan of attack. Instead of tackling steps 2 and 3 separately, I'd handle both at once, starting with the last bit of gear I needed. Alongside a mountain of catapults, I wanted better armor since I had a hunch I'd be taking a lot of hits. The best I could craft at the moment was Thule-sight armor, but there was a catch. The recipe required nightmare fuel, and I was fresh out. Now, I could have just gone insane and fought a few shadow creatures, but now that I was Winona, I had a better option. What you are looking at is the simplest nightmare fuel farm you could possibly make. When the new moon arrived, I'd break one statue, causing the others to spawn Shadow Knights, one of the 3 shadow pieces. And since they can't jump onto boats for some reason, all I would have to do is sit back and let the catapults do their work. Simple, easy, and effective. The next new moon was 10 days away, however. So in the meantime, I planned to explore the caves and find where Fuel Weaver was hiding. I farmed some light bulbs, made some gear, and then on day 501, I entered the caves in search of the final boss. The plan is this. We are going for the big tentacles. There's one right here, and there's like 1 or 2 over on this area as well. Now, to help us out with that is going to be our buddy Hutch right here. And that's why we have the extra spears, and we got some extra light bulbs. So let's go ahead and run that way and see what we can do. The first tentacle is right here. Now, in order to deal with this, we're first gonna open up Hutch. We're gonna give him 1 light bulb, and that's gonna turn him into Fugu Hutch. Next, I'm gonna go ahead and equip my Hambat, and then we are gonna walk Hutch directly into the tentacle. About right here, I think. I think that should work out well. And hopefully this works. I don't know, but let's see. I'll do 2 attacks. Yeah, see, look at that. I'm gonna do 1 hit at a time and see where the tentacles spawn. No, 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 back over here, back over here, back over here. Ah. That's so annoying. How was I still getting hit? Okay, well, regardless, another option you can actually do is you can walk Hutch through all of the tentacles. Okay, and we're gonna run over here really quick. All right, and now we just go back over here and we repeat the process. Okay, we have managed to defeat 1 of the giant tentacles. That was a pain in the ass, but it only used 3/4 of a spear, and unfortunately, it did do some damage to me, so I'm gonna eat some jelly beans. Let's see where this goes. Come on, Hutch. Ooh. This one dropped a tentacle spike. Ooh, that's kind of nice. Where am I? I didn't even recognize where I was. I'm over near the mud biome. Hell yeah. Okay, so what that means is we can actually go and check this tentacle right here next. All right, yeah, let's go. Okay, we're at the next tentacle. Hutch, I need you to come right up against it. Come on. Hell, I might need to start doing more exploring just to find more tentacles, because I thought I found more than just 2. We're gonna have to do a bit more exploring, because I don't see any more big tentacles except for the ones I've already found. So, okay, let's get going. That is one thing I did kind of forget about was sanity foods. But for now, I want to keep going, at least until it becomes an actual problem. Oh, and there's 5 Thulsite fragments right there, hell yeah. I'm finding a bunch of good stuff, just not the stuff I'm looking for. I'm feeling maybe over here, because this is a large section I haven't checked yet. Let's go up this way and see what we got over here. I just want to find 1 more tentacle before I go back. Hell, we're at 56 sanity. I'm gonna have to start heading back. I left the caves empty-handed, but honestly, I didn't expect to find Fuel Weaver so easily. The caves were huge and only 1 giant tentacle would lead me to him. I knew I'd find him eventually, but what I didn't know at the time was that I had already found Fuel Weaver at the very beginning. With the new moon just around the corner, I didn't want to stray too far from base. So I spent the remaining days cooking some food, farming light bulbs, and building a second bee box next to the first. The time flew by, and before I knew it, the new moon had finally arrived. So I grabbed my hammer and got ready to face a dozen shadow pieces all at the same time. No pressure. Woo. All right, here we go. Get on the boat, get on the boat. Ah, Jesus. All right, let's go ahead and get him going. And yeah, this is the farm. Literally, we just sit here and wait for them to die. There we go. Check it out. Look at all that nightmare fuel. Beautiful. Once the shadows were dealt with, I was left with nearly 40 nightmare fuel, more than enough for all the armor I would need. But before crafting anything, I decided to take 1 more shot at finding Fuel Weaver. If I couldn't locate him, all my preparation would have been for nothing. So I grabbed my gear and jumped back in. I explored every blank spot I could reach, running into dead end after dead end. Eventually, I found one more giant tentacle, but after defeating it, it once again led to nowhere. I kept searching, combing through the map for even the smallest hint of purple, and that's when I noticed it. At the center of the light bulb set piece I had found ages ago was a tentacle. Back then, I was so excited to finally have light bulbs, I hadn't even noticed the giant purple pillar standing in the middle. As soon as I realized this, I rushed over, convinced I had finally found it. And a few minutes later, I was proven right. Okay, we took out the tentacle. Where does this take me? It would be great if this would take me to the atrium. Please. Wait. I found it. Okay, so we have managed to find the tentacle that leads into the atrium. We are here. We have done it. With step 2 finally complete, all that was left was to prepare. After a quick trip back to base to grab a few tools, I dove into the caves and made my way straight to the ruins. For the next few days, I hammered every wall and statue I could find, scraping together as much thulsite as possible. And by the time I left, I had 16 pieces. Not a lot, but just enough for what I needed. After grabbing a few supplies, I headed back to the pseudoscience station. While there, I made a construction amulet to cut down on costs and used it to make 5 thulsite suits at a discount. Before heading out, I also upgraded my walking cane into a lazy explorer, giving me 3 in total for the fuel fight. I wasn't sure it'd be enough, but considering how rare they were, I was just grateful to have any. With the end closer than ever before, I gathered the last few things I needed. A couple crowns from Queen Bee, some sanity food, football helmets, generators, and most importantly, a dozen catapults. After bundling everything up, I managed to cram all my gear into my inventory, and that was it. No more steps, no more farming, no more bosses. Everything was in place, but even with all my preparations, I was scared. Fuel Weaver was powerful, and I had 0 experience fighting him. There was a real chance that once I entered those caves, I wouldn't be coming back. Still, I'd come too far to give up now. So after watching the sunrise, I dove into the depths one last time. This is so nerve-wracking, so terrifying. We are aiming for this set piece because that leads to the atrium. Let's go. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna grab a handful of light bulbs from over here just so I have some spare. Let's see if we can take out this tentacle without using armor, because I'm gonna need all the armor I can for Fuel Weaver. Let's see. Ah, there we go, we got it. And we got a fresh tentacle spike for our trouble. Oh man, this is terrifying. Hutch, I'm leaving you here. Guard the entrance, buddy. I need you to keep us safe, okay? All right, I'm gonna eat some food and then we're going. And let's go. There's another little thing over here that I think I can get past, right? Yes, okay, so, oh. I hear clockworks. I can see clockworks. That's worrying. Okay, go, 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 go. Go through, go through, go through. Ah! Woo! Oh no. I am trapped on this side with a rook. Oh no. No, 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 no. Hold on. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Pick it up. Run. Ah! There are bishops. God dang it. Oh, there's a terror beak. No help. Okay, eat a jelly bean. Run past, run past, run past. No, 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 no. Okay. Wait, I think, hold on. I made it. It's right there. The ancient gateway. Seeing it for the first time gave me chills, but I couldn't stop to take it in. I had work to do. After unwrapping all my bundles, I spent a few minutes setting up my machines. 1 generator and 3 catapults in each corner. But even with all this firepower, I still wasn't sure I could win. I wasted more time than I should have organizing my inventory until it was perfect, procrastinating just a little longer until eventually everything was ready. Anxiety coursing through my veins, I armed the catapults, downed some jelly beans, and then, on the morning of day 567, I summoned the ancient Fuel Weaver. Here we go. Fight is on. Target. Damn, yeah. There we go, target. Ah! Oh, hell, okay. Telepoof. Ah, my God. Okay. Ah! Telepoof. I think I need to put this on. Okay, then take it off. All right, now put it back on. Shit, hold on. Let me out. Go over here. Attack that. No. Take it off. Ah, you got me. Let me go. Ah, ow. Let me go. Ah, woo! I'm not good at this fight. It's protected. Hold on. Where is the, there it is. Hold on. Here. Attack. Okay, come on. Oh no! This was chaos. 1,000 things were happening all at once, and I had to keep up with all of them. The monster had a near perfect offense and defense, able to dish out massive damage while both protecting itself and healing from any damage. It was too much. But as the fight went on, I started to learn. Use the Lazy Explorer to escape the bone cage, put on the Nightmare Amulet, break the Unseen Hands to lower his shield, repeat. I thanked all that was holy that I had picked Winona for this fight, because without her catapults, I'd have been far too busy just trying to survive. Slowly but surely, the ancient Fuel Weaver's health began to drop. I stopped attacking altogether and focused entirely on keeping him vulnerable while my remaining catapults did the rest. More catapults were destroyed in the crossfire, but it didn't matter. I could feel it. He was weak. He was close. I just had to survive a little longer. Just a little longer. And then, after more than 300 days of grueling preparation and 568 days in a world with nothing but tumbleweeds, the ancient Fuel Weaver fell at my feet. Nope, I'm not insane. Okay, now the fact. Oh my god! I won! Ah! Yes! Oh my god! That was brutal! It was done. The final boss was defeated. Soon after the ruins reset, I made my way back through the atrium, out the caves, and finally, home. Now that the rush of victory had worn off, a quiet sadness crept in. The challenge was over, and while I felt proud of everything I had accomplished, knowing that it was coming to an end was too much for me. I had so many memories here, so many close calls and victories, mistakes and small wins, that I couldn't just let it all go. Not yet. So for just a few more days, I simply lived. I harvested my plants, had fun hunting some gobblers, picked my hives clean, and planted my garden. Simple things, but I knew those were the moments I'd missed the most. Not the boss fights or the hound attacks, but the peace of fishing at the ice lake, sailing across quiet waters, tending my plants. No stress, no fighting, just existing. I had grown attached to my world, my home, and while I knew I could live forever in this haven I had created, all great stories eventually come to an end. So for the last time, thank you for joining me on my adventure, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.